Perfect.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Would like to welcome you here to our TopstepTV opening call. He's Ted, and I'm Bill, and welcome to the excellent adventure. So we have an exciting and informative. Excellent. We have an exciting, informative, and educational program for you today and throughout this week. And yes, today is Friday. Yes, Friday will be your trading buddy, your trading mentor, your newscaster, your fellow trader. And yes, even that voice in your head that does say that, hey, there's going to be a fire drill at 9 a.m. today, Central Time. Oh, goodness. So get yourself ready for some top-notch, up-to-date market and trading know-how. Game plan ready? I hope so. Checklist ready to go? I hope so. And like to say good morning to that handsome fellow to my next to me. I'm going to get that wrong. John Hoagland. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Wild Stallions. Good morning, everybody. It's Capital Preservation Friday, 1st of December. Is that right? 1st of December already?
December
Oh, my
already.
goodness.
Ho, ho, ho. Yes. So how are you today, John?
For a second there, I thought my ride was here.
in the paddy wagon, buddy. Yeah, so how you doing? December 1st. Boy, this year went by pretty quick, huh?
Flying by. Keeps getting faster the older I get, Eddie.
You know what? That's exactly what it is for you youngsters out there. Mm-hmm. As you get older, things happen faster. Yes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's get this going here. We've got a wonderful day, Friday here to end the week and start the brand new month. Now, U.S. stock futures slipped today, reversing earlier gains after the equities in Wall Street finished off their best month. Yes, congratulations, since 2022 in the previous session. Dow was unchanged. The S&P dipped by about 0.2%, and the NASDAQ down 0.4%. Now, yesterday, last day of trading, the 30 stock Dow Jones jumped 1.5%. That's the highest close since January of last year. S&P advanced 0.4%, and the NASDAQ dipped 0.2%. So both that S&P and Dow are on a track to post winning weeks. Hoping to get inflation back down to 2%, the Fed has the interest rates to more than a 2-decade high. That's a move that is threatened to weigh on risk assets. And you and me, we've seen these loosening financial conditions last month, with markets even pricing in a possible rate cut as soon as May. Well, give us a little time. Of next year, 2024. S&P and NASDAQ registered the biggest monthly percentage increase since July 2022, and the Dow soared to the best month since October 2022. Johnny, what do you got?
Well, Eddie, as far as economic numbers this morning, it's a little bit thin, but we do have a couple things coming out this morning. At 9 a.m. Central, the PMI manufacturing final number coming out, ISM manufacturing index and construction spending, all at 9 o'clock, right at the beginning of the fire drill. We also have Goolsbee speaking at 9 a.m. this morning. Powell speaks at 10 a.m. Central this morning. And at 1 o'clock, Powell speaks again, as well as Lisa Cook, one of the other talking Feds. No major earnings, nothing else. No runs, no hits, no errors. Let's just have a good trading day. Remember, it is Capital Preservation Friday. If you've had a good week, no reason to ruin it today. Anybody left afternoon is chasing money.
There you go. And it's always been said that way. Let's not forget our friends who trade crude oil slipping amid the skepticism of that OPEC. Okay, now oil prices sort of pulled back here today, adding the previous session losses in a sign that the markets are skeptical of fresh voluntary crude outputs. Now, we're seeing that crude down 0.2%. 0.2%, Brent down 0.2. Now, yesterday, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, I like that, allies, agreed on Thursday, yesterday, to voluntary output reduction of 900,000 barrels per day in addition to the 1.3. So they're cutting and cutting and cutting. Johnny, you up for a brand new car or truck lately?
Sure, I'm always up for a new car. Did I win one?
A brand new car. Actually, Tesla has revealed the starting price for its Cybertruck. $61,000, the rear wheel based model, shiny stainless steel Cybertruck. About a little over $60,000. And they've also got another version of it, the Cybertruck, covered in fur. So it looks really, it's called the Cyber Beast, just covered in fur. And you're looking at around 99,000. So there you go.
They made it look like a dog, like in Dumb and Dumber.
Like Dumb and Dumber.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, I want one of those kind of cars. I tell you, you get a lot of looks. That's for sure. And you get a lot of dogs chasing you down the street.
Yeah, right.
But the sad thing about it is Tesla shares were slightly lower in pre-market trading today. So we'll give them a little chance. But hey, we've got, and we're going to be bringing you every day. Before we go to the charts, we got Topstep's tip of the day. And gentlemen, what do we got for today's tip of the day? There you go. Managing emotions. All right. Don't let fear or greed drive your decisions. And I think a lot of that sort of sneaks in when we're really not expecting it. So be aware of that. And John, what's your take on that?
Yes, certainly. I mean, managing emotions is a big part of trading. A lot of folks seem to think that you can control emotions, and I'm not one of those that does that. I think that there's good information that you can get from your emotions. It's just not reacting to them. You've got to be cognizant. You got to be thinking and planning that next trade, being patient. And whenever I feel like I'm getting kind of run over by my emotions, I hide the mouse.
Yeah.
Or I just sit on my hands. Or in other words, put my hands on my butt.
Keep them warm, right? Just in case the opportunity comes up, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Take a step back, reevaluate, and remember, use that checklist. If you're feeling emotions sort of hijacking your account, check that checklist. Make sure that checklist is where you want it to be. But anyway, let's get to our charts. We got a busy day today. Johnny, what do you got for our contestants?
Well, interesting days. Interesting day yesterday. Let's just start with the daily chart here. So there was an attempt at a break of short time frame support in this area of balance that we're currently in yesterday. That attempt failed. Good reason for it. We're going to take a look at that on the 30-minute chart here. We had some really good volume yesterday, and we added 23,000 in open interest. How could we use that information? We'll take a look at that in the 30-minute chart here in just a moment. Volume has been trending higher. Open interest has been trending higher, at least in the S&Ps. There is energy coming into this market. I'm feeling that there is going to be some sort of change away from this area of balance sometime soon. I have no idea when, but sometime soon, we're going to change market state from balance to directional at some point. Don't know the direction, don't know when, just be ready. We're looking at that 48.50 high from last week, which was resistant yesterday. Market, we're kind of looked at it in the overnight. We tested above it again last night. We're having trouble holding above that level. That kind of caps off the area of balance that we're looking at. And then we're also looking at, well, yesterday we had 45.50 as kind of a support level. We looked down below it, and man, there was a lot of short time frame selling down there that just got run over at the end of the day. Take a look at this 30-minute chart here, Eddie. Now, if you were here all day yesterday and you were kind of with us for fast markets, there was a lot of delta decreasing in value, getting more and more negative as the day went on. I spoke about it yesterday. I said, you know, if we can't break this market at some point today, if we can't bring in new sellers down here, there's going to be a move in the opposite direction at the end of the day. All right, how do we do that? Well, as price continued to push lower, Delta got increasingly negative. At its lows down here, the market was negative 33,000. Now, when we think about Delta, Delta is the number of contracts that trade on the offer, which is positive Delta, minus the number of contracts that trade on the bid, which is negative Delta. Now, there were several range extensions to the downside that just really kind of fizzled out. Every time we put in a new low, it fizzled out. Put in a new low, it fizzled out. Another new low here, that would put in the low of the session. And we started to see some of that short time frame shorts start to bail a little bit early. I was looking for it to happen at 2:30, which is when it really happened, was after the 2:30 to 3 in the 2:30 to 3 o'clock bar. So we had negative 33,000 Delta here. By the time that we finished this session at 3 o'clock, we had reduced that negative Delta to around 9,000, about 9,400 to be a little bit more precise. So when we see that Delta, very negative like that, if we can't see the market continue in that direction, that negative Delta is probably going to be shorter time frame, weaker hands, day type traders that are going to flatten up at the end of the day. And if they're not getting what they're looking for in continuation to the downside, this is something that generally happens. So that open interest indicates the increase in open interest against the short time frame sellers indicates a potential longer time frame accumulation of longs. It's an accumulation of longs and longer time frame. What do you think that the longer time frame is feeling or thinking in this inventory adjustment down at this level? They added a whole bunch of new longs. Think they're maybe a little bit underexposed to longs in the underlying commodity, which is stocks. Very well could be. In the profile yesterday, it was a normal variation day until the very end. We put in a late spike. On the profiles, the late spike, here's your previous high of the session. At the very end of the day, we took out the high and we closed above it. That creates the late spike. Now, there are some basic rules around the late spike. If we open the following session in or above the base of the late spike, which the base of the late spike is 45.6875, it's just one tick above the previous high of the day. The late spike comes up here. It doesn't have time to mark acceptance through time at this level. So we look at the following regular trading hours session opening in the late spike is a probability of acceptance of higher pricing. If we were to open above the late spike, that's the highest probability of acceptance of higher pricing. Opening below the base of the late spike, which we are currently set to do, indicates rejection of higher pricing. If we had longer time frame buyers down here, they may still be down in this area. They may start to protect this level down here. So this 45.50 to 45.50 to 45.40 level becomes even more important now. All right. So profile, late spike rules. That short squeeze that happened yesterday was something I was really looking forward to, really looking to take advantage of, and had a pretty decent trade because of that knowledge. So I always talk about Delta. Some folks don't believe it, but here's yet another bit of proof that Delta can be very, very helpful to the day trader when we recognize that our direct competitors, the short time frame P shooters like me, the day traders that go home flat, are all one direction. Look out the other way. So we'll be keeping an eye on that today as well. Now, NASDAQ
for Friday.
NASDAQ paints a little bit of a different story. The NASDAQ was weaker yesterday. The NASDAQ traded all the way down to the weekly kickoff low. S&Ps did not. We added 2,000 in open interest, and I believe that's probably more longer time frame longs, because we did have a delta divergence yesterday. The difference is we didn't put in the late spike. So we have volume trending higher. We have an increase in open interest today in the NASDAQ, whereas yesterday we had a loss, whereas the day before, I should say, we had a loss in open interest. Some long liquidation came into the market. We saw some potential longer time frame buyers coming in, and the market is just not performing well. If these markets head to the downside, I have a sense that it's going to be led by the NASDAQ. If we get another test of weekly kickoff low and we show signs of acceptance, there's a lot of space down there, and there's some weaker kind of structure down below as well. So be careful. Look, if you're trading the NASDAQ, well, let's just take a look at what happened yesterday. So we had the market moving lower. We had increasing negative delta down here. The market really not able to continue much lower. And we had the same pullback off that low when all of the short time frame shorts decided, well, we're not going to make any money. Let's get out. And they jump over each other to do so. The difference is the NASDAQ is presenting as weaker. It did not put in a late spike. We did not take out the regular trading hour high on this pushback. So the market, NASDAQ at least, is presenting as the weaker of the two. Obviously, it closed lower yesterday, where the Dow and the S&Ps closed higher. S&Ps closed 17.5 points higher. The NASDAQ closed 38.25 points lower. A little bit of a divergence there, if you will. Do we have any overnight inventory? No. Maybe a little bit to the short side, but the NASDAQ is going to be opening in range and in value. Value area high on this platform is 15,963. Value area low, 15,865. Sometimes there's a little bit of a difference between platforms, but we will be opening in range and in value. So I'm going to try and suggest we got to try and stay patient in the NASDAQ, where we don't have that context of the late spike in the NASDAQ. We have it in the S&Ps. We'll take a look and see how the market opens here very shortly. Let's take a look quickly here into crude oil.
Yes, please.
Right. So big downside move yesterday. Nobody believes that OPEC and allies are going to cut their own production of crude. That's how they make their money. So obviously the traders have kind of said, well, if they're not going to enforce it, nobody's going to do it. So we don't believe that it's actually going to happen. So we have the pullback from yesterday. We traded above weekly kickoff high. It failed. Bam. Man, this market really cracked. It's still in balance then. When we look at this daily chart, we've got highs, weekly kickoff high. We've got lows, last week's low and weekly kickoff low, and we're kind of in the middle of it. I'm going to suggest trying to stay patient because of that today. What else do I have? This pullback off that high. Look at the volume. Huge volume. Huge. We also added 65,000 new contracts. That is a big jump in open interest. Do you think we added some new shorts on this push to the downside yesterday? That's the way it looks to me. What about the 30-minute chart?
It was big.
It was big. So there's our test above weekly kickoff high. Tried it overnight, failed. Tried it in the regular session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It popped up above there and got pushed back every time. And that's on a 30-minute chart. Not one close of the 30-minute bars up there. Boom. So you get a distribution of time and volume here. You get a double distribution trend day in the profiles. And where are we? We haven't moved. We're just kind of hanging out in this lower distribution. No overnight inventory, suggesting try and stay patient, look for opportunities as the day goes on. My eyes are going directly to the lower trend line from the triangle pattern, which has not been accepted below. Starting here, contact, contact, contact. This is a pretty strong trend line. It's going to be useful if we get the opportunity to test it or to trade it during the regular trading hours. My eyes will be focused on this level, on this trend line for the session today. Again, the profile was a double distribution trend day, no overnight inventory. Very interesting trend line down below this market. And gold.
Gold, my friends.
Yes.
Tipping up here.
Excuse me. Volume and open interest were a lot lower yesterday. We didn't bring in a whole lot of volume on that pushback. We lost 8,700 in open interest. On a down day after a move like this, long liquidation. We had some profit taking come into this market. When I look at this, it looks to me like this market is setting up a bull flag. Eyes on the US dollar. The US dollar. We got to keep our eye on that. Last time I checked, it was a little bit, well, just kind of flat on the day, maybe a little bit higher. So if that dollar continues to push higher, we may see gold kind of pushing and remaining in this potential bull flag. Here we go. Here's the 30. So yesterday, normal variation day. As far as overnight inventory, what do we have? Maybe a little bit to the short side. I mean, the market opened right here. It's trading right here. I don't see that there's any real overnight inventory to speak of here. And we opened in range and inside value. Value high, 2050. Let's call it 2060. Value low, 2053.70, 2054, that area there. So the market is somewhat centrally located in the value area, in the potential bull flag. And this is what a bull flag does. Yesterday, overlapping the lower day, lower value, losing volume, losing open interest. If we get an opportunity for this trend line up here for a potential breakout to the upside, that would be primo. But because we're centrally located in this channel, or as we like to call them, Daniels, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to just really kind of look for opportunities as the day goes on, because again, we've opened in range and in value. The B-shaped profile that we had yesterday, you can see there's a big spike. It's rejected. The market consolidates down here the rest of the day, is indicative of long liquidation. The loss in open interest, the downside move, and the B shape is supportive of that. This was a day of long liquidation. Long liquidation, you think about it, it's initiative, because it's longs that are trying to get out of the market. They're not just trading because they think it's too expensive. They're taking profits on that. That takes selling power away from the market. Keep that in mind throughout the day today. But definitely keep your eyes on the dollar, US dollar. Keep your eyes on that. If it starts heading lower, look for that breakout of this potential bull flag. Take a deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in your trading today. Make sure you pray for peace. And in the theme of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other. And yes, we will. We always are, right? We always are. Hey, just before we sign off for a coffee break, Yes, it is Friday. We've got some numbers coming out here. Just a reminder, Paul's going to be speaking here twice today. First time here at 10 o'clock Central. We also do have ISM in just a little over 30 minutes. We're going to take a time out, and don't forget about the fire alarm today.
There's my
we're going to take a coffee break, and we'll be right back. I promise. Be right back. As promised, we are back for Fast Market. And hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's we're getting dumped on right now.
Oh, really?
We got a minute here, so let's get our horses in the gate.
So I'm stoked right now. Very, very happy.
You'll be a nice weekend on the slopes.
I have a nice week on the slopes. I'm up 1,000 on the week. I lost what I made, almost what I made. No, I didn't.
Yesterday?
Yeah, I lost 3,000.
Oh,
right in my loss limit. Yeah, I was trading in the afternoon. So join me next week during Power Hour where you can see it in action.
There you go. Next week we're going to be bell to bell, folks.
Yeah, we are.
All right, opening bell to closing bell, and then we've got the Subtran going to our Discord channel. So
I'll tell you exactly why it happened too when the bell rings. Okay, it's all open.
Here we go.
All right, Eddie.
There it is.
Eddie, give me a little 411 skinny. or not Eddie, Hoagland.
Well, that delta divergence we had yesterday.
Yes, sir.
You see what the S&Ps and the Nasdaq did?
No. What's
At
up?
the end of the day,
No.
big
What?
pop to the upside.
Okay.
That's what we called that yesterday during fast markets. We saw that delta was really getting deep to the downside, and all those short time frame short sellers had to close at the end of the day. That's when we get the big up move at the end of the day. I was talking to Andre about that yesterday.
Okay.
So right now the S&Ps are opening right at the base of that late spike. It's making things a little bit more challenging, but I'm going to probably take the opening range trade here. That's going to finish here in about 10 seconds. So 6 quarter, 6 even. 6 even.
I'm wondering if tilt is frozen. No, there it goes. A little slow.
Because this base of this late spike is pivotal for direction possibly today. Kind of opening right on it.
Hey, everybody joining us. We just had the fire drill about 5 minutes ago. So if you missed it, sorry. It was a fun week with everybody. No, we got it coming up. We got
an early April Fool's joke, folks. Don't listen to them.
Yeah,
9 o'clock Central. Stick around.
I had no way to implement it in theory, but when people were asking for resets right when we came out today, I really wanted to figure out a way just to say a different time. It's like
Tonight at 11:30 Central.
Yeah.
No, but everybody, you got to get your friend in here though. So ping your friend and just Slack them, or sorry, not you. Yeah, I'm on Slacks with all my friends. I am Topstep. Share the link. Share the link. Like, and then share the link to your buddies and say, "Hey, just check it out. Today might be cool, or it might suck. I just want you to see what I'm turning into." Our lawyer always said, regulatory lawyer, you got to talk about the good and the bad in the trading world. You can't just talk always about the good. So
short right now,
it's a lot of bad.
5.5.
I don't know if you've had to keep going with everything in life, but hey.
Yes, we're all in the kind of a mood to learn everything, and
I'm kind of in the mood for some stimulating conversation.
there you
I
go.
don't know if you guys
Got
heard it,
right
but
here.
I'm short right now at 65.5.
65.5. All right, cool.
Gold traders, let's watch this 2057.20 here. Got a settlement line. Seems like the market doesn't want to get too involved above that. See if we can test that out here throughout the day. Crude sort of running around that 75, 76 level here right now. Settlement.
Oops.
God bless it. All right, so
There will be a 9 o'clock number. We do have our ISM. So 45.9 is the expectation. 45.1 is the prior. So I will remind each and every one of you. So it seems like Powell's going to get paid here twice today.
hey, what levels did you have down here, John, on the NASDAQ?
All right, NASDAQ. I got my stop in, so we're protected. And so the NASDAQ did not put in the late spike. It didn't take out the regular trading hour session high yesterday. The NASDAQ is certainly presenting as the weaker of the two.
Yeah.
So when the market kind of broke this level here, which is 15,930, it's kind of a pivotal level, right? If this were the beginning of the base of a late spike, you're long above, short below.
Long above, short.
Above
what level?
Already marching to the downside here. So
yeah, I know.
Yesterday's low was weekly kickoff low. 15,872 was weekly kickoff low. Several attempts to continue to push down failed. We got too short in short time frame. Michael, I saw the whites of their eyes yesterday.
Ooh.
Looking at all of those shorts, saying they're going to have
They
to
ripped
fail at some point.
Yeah. So you said 72s down here, 872s, 15,872s, and what was
72 is weekly kickoff low. Now it did get penetrated a few times yesterday, but never really showed any signs of acceptance or volume below that level. But buyers did come in. You know, we're looking at that delta as longer time frame accumulation of longs. We did add 2,000 in open interest in the NASDAQ yesterday, but 23,000 in the S&Ps. That was new longer time frame longs. There is the possibility, Michael, that they can protect this area down here, because this is where they really started to put in those bids.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. What? Hey guys in the chat, what do you guys see level wise? Help a guy out. There's 5,000 of you. There's good opinions in here. There's good traders in
Put
here.
it up there if you're trading the NASDAQ. Let them know.
Yeah, 72%.
Last week's low, 837.
72% short. Only 58 short in the S&P. Shorts from even. We're going to see if it's going to firm up a little bit right here.
Hey, for those hitting the like button is under the screen. It's not the heart. Of course, we love seeing those love hearts, but it is the thumbs up emoji, if you want to call it that, or image. Click that thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe. We do have our PMI, U.S. manufacturing PMI, coming out here in about 8 minutes.
Oh boy, let's see if we can get a bounce.
Yeah,
I consider this 72s, guys. 75s was the low. I'll get in at 75 and not try to go for this on the corner of the market stuff, which is nice. All right, I'm gonna get out. All right, that was a nice pop off the 72s. Look at that one, Johnny. Thank you very much.
Yep, you bet.
Even though I'm still down on the day, but anybody else?
Away.
Yeah. Anybody else that was more patient than I was on that pop or on the pullback probably did well. Or if they were just getting in and they heard you talking about 72s, weekly kickoff low. Is that right, John?
Yes.
Okay, guys, what that means is in your inbox on Monday, you'll just get Johnny's weekly kickoff. Weekly level. Kickoff. Areas of importance. They might be wrong. They might be right. There's your could be right disclaimer. But it's up to you to decide if you're going to make it a part of your trading plan. I just made it a part of these. Yeah, I make John a part of my trading plan, and he has these. So he does a great job of reminding me. So thank you, John.
Can we get that link in there for the weekly kickoff? Let's put that link in the YouTube chat so everybody has it. I know we've got over 5,000 people here looking in.
Through the yes. We're trading together, everybody. I know there's a lot of folks here.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you. Yeah, Martin. There's a lot of people here for the fire drill, which is awesome. You're going to get it. That means you're going to start. Anybody who needs it is going to start next week fresh, which means after this pinned up thing at the very top that Martin just did, thank you, we'll add a trading checklist for you guys. So then you can go over the weekend and hone in your trading strategy, hone in your trading plan, I should say. It's a morning checklist that helps you. Actually, John, it's a trading plan, right? Just a trading plan. Yeah. So you get it.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can fill it out and you can do all that cool stuff and you can dial in your trading that you need to probably do if you're here because you want to reset, which look, I'm been swings this week, so I'm barely up for the week. And it's scratch trader, second best trader. If I'm scratching, I'm still feeling okay. If
you want to take a look, you can see how useful the weekly kickoff levels have been in a couple of these markets today. Or this week, I should say.
Yeah, let's go over that here in a little bit as we jump through each market and get an update. And then you can tell us in those markets what that was or the backstory. So, guys, that's our way of helping you all. Again, we're going to always try to put you guys in the best position we can. Fire drill's coming up. That's going to help you fresh slate it next week. And then you got checklists and all that kind of stuff that we're dropping here that you can then do your own homework over the weekend, reset the brain, strengthen your whatever your weaknesses are, and go at it again next week. December should be okay.
Can you believe it's December, Michael, already? My goodness.
Long December, Eddie. There's a reason to believe. What's that song?
It's the Counting Crows, not the Wallflowers, as we have discussed before.
Just in case you aren't tuning in.
I'm glad we got Jack. Jack is like our safety net.
You know what I listened to today? They paved Paradise and put up a parking lot. Big yellow taxi. On my way in.
The Joni Mitchell version or the Counting Crows version?
The Counting Crows version, yeah. All right, we got a good bounce off this. Hoag, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm still short. I'm about to get stopped out.
Okay, 65.
We just took out the high of the opening range just by about 4 ticks. That's why I always move my stop outside of that. But
yeah, man,
we're out. We're out.
Yeah, okay.
So the base of the late spike is, as you know, we looked below it. We're now above it.
Good morning, Inner Circle Trader. Happy Friday.
I got to make some money now because I'm on a seven day streak here. I'm down 254 right now.
254. All right.
Yeah.
I'm up 1,000 on the week, but I got a ski pass to pay for. I haven't told you guys what I'm trying to do this year. I'm getting 100 days of skiing with 100 days of trading on the same amount of ski days. And I'm going to see if I'm a profitable ski trader or, trader that skis or ski for trading or trading for skiing. It's my 100-day. Yeah, it's my 100-day challenge. Hey, I got a show right here at 27th. It's getting a little long and tilty, but it's also has a volume node that is right here that it bounced off the 32s. This one will be light and tight. Double pins? No, this will be 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row, 100 days. Wow. So if I do 100 days, it's 400 days of skiing. I've already skied a year, pretty much almost a year straight in 3 years.
You know, Michael, one thing that I'm really looking forward to is seeing your kids doing the Olympics. I mean, they've been skiing. You got them on the slopes too, right?
Yeah, and every year I take them to X Games because it's at Buttermilk. We'll ski and X Games is right there, and then I'll point them and I go, "Hey guys, someday." Like one of those dads, I'm like, "Someday, boys, you should do a triple axle, double can, and off the big air."
Big air.
They're 4. All right, I just got a short.
All right, you're flat, Mike.
I'm flat. Johnny's flat. What are you guys? What are we liking in here? Because it's back. This is a fiddle in the middle, John.
Well,
what's up, Nick?
I mean, the opening range is still the high of the day in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has been presenting as the weaker of both markets. So we've got to get above 15,935, Michael, to take out the high of the opening range in the NASDAQ.
15,935. Hey, is my mic okay? Some people are saying it's not okay, but 15,935.
I can hear you. Really good.
Take it out. That's also where that volume node was, where I said the 32s.
Gold traders, we were watching that settlement line, and of course we did run through it, so this is a good opportunity here. I'd like to see if we can get to at least we just tagged the 200 SMA, and right above that is that 50 SMA. So keep your eyes open here.
What time frame, Jeff?
I'm looking at a 15-minute. I've got a 15-minute time frame here in the gold.
Yeah, I mean, gold looks to me to be setting up a bull flag, and it's right in the middle of the channel.
Well, you ever watch it? I mean, if you're watching tick charts, is anything set up for anything? Like a tick chart, I guess a bull flag. Come on, man. So much noise down there.
It's only a bull flag when it proves to be.
Right. Well, hey.
And they do say charting. Charting is astrology for traders.
Yep. I'm a Virgo, so.
I know, I'm Aries. I'm looking up in the stars all the time.
Just took out the high of the opening range now, Michael, in the NASDAQ.
Yep, I just by
a couple of ticks.
The old bat phone's ringing.
All right, we got a number coming up here in Uno Momento. I hope I said that right. Our U.S. manufacturing PMI. They're looking at 49.4. And we got about 30 seconds on that numeral.
All right, cool. I am back.
He's going to be speaking.
I'm at scratch. That first 15 minutes cost me $800 every day this week. And trades by Matt. See on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He was on this Tuesday. But man, he didn't trade the first 15.
All right, here we go. PMI. Let's see what we got here.
Boom. All right, we got getting very thin. So look for wicks. I'm not saying trade the wicks. Let the information, new information.
49.4.
49.
So really not much of a change, or actually, as it was prior.
Where's your Frank?
So actually, no change from our S&P Manufacturing PMI final. Like I said, we will be. Goolsby will be speaking here right now.
Construction spending at 9.
Yes, we've got 9 o'clock here. 15 minutes. Speaking soon. And Powell at 10 o'clock. And also at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, he's speaking a couple of times today. So you have a very busy Friday.
He's going to your house today, isn't he? Later on today.
Has he got a couple bathroom breaks in between? What do you mean he's speaking a couple times? But it's just at different events or same event?
I haven't looked into it that deeply, but yeah, he's speaking at 10 o'clock today Central Time and 1 o'clock today
1
Central
o'clock.
Time. I'm imagining it's two separate events.
There you go, imagining again.
Street corner for the second one, just
Street corner.
On his soapbox.
Yeah.
He's got one of those spinning signs, and he dances. And
Got a little snake oil in his left hand, holding it up. You too.
Gold did hit that 50, the 50 SMA at pullback, so it did sort of follow through there. My 50 SMA here was at 2061.30. So a little pullback here. We'll see where we go.
just to elaborate some stuff you said earlier, Eddie. I have a little bit of news context here. November, we talked about yesterday how it was the best month for treasuries since the 80s, but for the 60-40 portfolio, equities, bonds, this was the best month since back in 2020 when there was vaccine news. So just a massive everything rally across the board in November. So be careful out there.
Well, what does this tell you, Jack? John, I'll ask you then on kind of S&Ps. What does this tell you on the macro or overall?
On the macro, it's saying that sort of the idea that we're going to cut in the next year is sinking in. It led to a rally in all assets because when you lower interest rates, lots of assets go up in value because you're lowering the discount rate at which they're valued at.
All right. And then assets get up because people have more money and then it goes into the system and pumps it. Is that why?
I think it's just because lower future interest rates just make things more expensive in the present.
Okay. You're going to help me refresh my econ. I was an econ major, and I think I remember a few things like equilibrium and supply and demand.
Those are two you need to know.
Right. Well, then I went directly into trading, so I was just looking at
Speaking of supply and demand, you mentioned the Cybertruck as well. They also sold out of $55 shattered window decals. So, yeah, the future's here. This is what's happening.
Dude,
my God, man.
Yeah. Elon is just, he's getting a little cocky right now, which I like. He should be cocky, in my opinion, John. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I've helped more. I single-handedly myself has done more for the environment than any human being on the planet. I'm like, damn, that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
True, right?
That's a good feeling. That'd be a good feeling. The dude is incredible. I mean, whatever he ruffles feathers.
He's got some intestinal fortitude. Let's call it that. Yeah,
if you ever watch Outer Space on Netflix, where he literally takes all his PayPal money that he got bought out with and goes, I'm going to start a rocket company and I'm going to be able to buy 3 rockets with this. and it's going to take me, trial and error, and I'm going to build the rocket in the air, so to speak, instead of doing this waterfall approach that every other NASA company does, where they plan out and then it takes them forever. They start building and testing. And then he got this 3rd rocket and busted out. And then I think he got some money or something to get his 4th. And then after that, it was the old football coach used to say, Katie bar the door, wide open. Got all the contracts and all that kind of stuff.
Follow your dreams.
Right?
So he had some deep dreams. Yeah, it's like a kid when you got that paper route. You save your money, and then you go to the hobby store and buy a rocket to launch in the field.
I used to love those Estes rockets.
Funny you say that, Eddie. I have this here. Do you know what this is? Can you see it?
What's your
Elon Musk birth certificate?
Your carrier contract. Oh, you were an astronaut for NASA at one point, right?
No, I was a paper out kid. That's
No way.
1988. I was so happy that I got hired as a paper out kid that I framed it.
Wow.
I was 9.
Look at your signature.
Oh, I know.
It's like in crayon.
It's like crayon.
That's cool. I used to deliver papers too, and I remember making $40 a month delivering papers 7 days a week, getting up at 4 a.m. And then when they gave me the two $20 bills, I thought I was Elon Musk.
Right?
I was.
I did 7 days a week as well.
How much you make?
My old man, it was like $78 or $120 a month.
Wow. Yeah, you were making.
It was. Oh man, it is getting smoky.
you rolling a different kind of paper there, Eddie?
Yes, exactly. No, not at the age of 8 or 9. No, I had no idea.
Hey, how do you got a username in there called Eddie's Bong? Is that you, Eddie?
I know.
It's not me, but that's one of my very own. Yes. You know what? Speaking of that, you know how we get junk mail in the mail, and you throw the shit out and everything. The wife gave me this. I've got. I don't know if you can see this.
It looks like a marijuana leaf.
It is a
dispensary that opened.
It's coupons for dubage. If you could see that, 10% off, 30% off. I thought this was cool. She gave it to me. She goes, "Here, honey, you might want to use this."
I love. I mean, my buddy. He owns this. I actually wear his hat today because he's my man. Sundro. It's he's a CEO. He has about 80 employees of dispensaries and grow facilities in Missouri. So Brett Hall is one of his investors.
That's right.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before. This is one of his lines, Sundro. Yeah, he says the industry's, like definitely that marketing and advertising of like just like going to, a store because you got a sale going on, but now it's weed. Back in the day, you're like hiding it from the cops. Now it's just like getting passed out at everybody's doorstep saying, come in here. It's 20% off.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
With coupons on top of that. Save yourself some money.
Yeah. I'll take that over Marlboro getting their money for sure.
Long at 69.5.
69.5. Okay, cool. What got you into that?
The low volume node.
Okay, low volume node, as John just said, is 69.5.
Right there.
Right to show us. Yep. Okay, so low volume node, and you thinking it's going to, on a pullback, that's going to kind of pull itself back up to those high volume nodes?
I think it's because here, I'll show you the whole picture here.
So guys, listen to this is how John dissected his trade. It should help folks that's new. A lot of people trading plans,
Here's the base of the late spike from yesterday. That's when the market broke out above the range. This is an important level today. It's kind of short below, long above. I took the opening range trade because it went lower. Now we're above it. It's a low volume node. Gives us an opportunity at least to limit risk there. So looking for acceptance in and above the late spike. I have no idea if it's going to work. If I get stopped out, it's okay.
You explained it to us, yeah.
Yeah. So this low volume node right at the base of the late spike was the reason I took this.
All right, cool. I'm inviting my buddies to our TV right now.
Come join us. We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes remaining.
Wow.
Eddie, we got 6,000 people in here. That's okay.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, if you like what's going on and you like what's coming up here, hit that like button. And remember, the like button is the thumbs up. It's not the heart in chat. It's the thumbs up.
Good call.
Remember that, okay? It's a thumbs up. Yes.
We bribed a lot of people to come here today with the fire drill. But here's our bribe. We do expect something in return, which is tune in, give us 3 days. It's a 3-day challenge. Give us 3 days. If I have a high probability feeling that you'll like it. and you'll like it for a couple reasons. It'll keep you from over trading. I talked about how much I trade after the show because I'm not with any of you guys. I'm sitting here and I'm in a no disrespect, Dan, I got to say this is like a joke, like an HR meeting or something like that. And then I'm like, okay, well, the markets are also moving, and they already have an agenda. They're already talking or some. And don't worry, I pay attention to all this, but I always have one eye on this, and nobody stops me. I'm not like so. I get trigger happy in the afternoon. So now I'm going to be on power hour to help myself out at the end of the day. So then I come into power hour not feeling like I'm down $4,000 and you guys are all whatever. So you can hold me accountable. Long story short, this can hold you accountable because people talk about ups and downs. It will help you with over trading. It'll help you with patience. And then you'll be filling up the think tank, even if you're not filling up your trading account. And those are all great things to have. Give us 3 days, right, Eddie? 3-day challenge.
Yes.
3 days. Tune in. You don't want,
And for those that are new here, I know we've got a lot more new people here. We're going to be having TopstepTV opening bell, the closing bell. So we're going to be adding another couple hours to the broadcast just for you. So lots of good stuff here. A little later on, I'll tell you what the new segments are. But right now, we've got it inside of 5 minutes. We got some numbers coming out. I smell smoke. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? But we're going to get these numbers out first, and then we're going to let you in on our smoke out.
Smoke out.
I just want to call out Bill Trudell put a picture of me on the Topstep community Facebook yesterday telling me to smile. So I appreciate the feedback. I'm going to keep a smile on my face all day.
Right?
It'll be kind of creepy, but
I was going to say, John, the best way to do it is just go commando. I mean, they can't see anything from, I'm smiling all day long because I got.
Then I can't sit down, and I, don't want to put my, sit on my hands.
What?
Great stuff, guys.
Thanks, Jack.
Jack, help us out with a segue here, buddy.
Oh, a segue. Well, I had a story about we'll save this for later, but about newspaper delivering that would derail everything. So we'll save it for a little bit later. Besides the fire drill right now.
All right, fair enough.
Well, hey, more importantly, we got this ISM coming out here. Prior 46.7, they're looking at a 47.8. We're going to get that out. Goolsby is going to be speaking. We got construction spending. So let's watch these markets. Remember, if you got a position and you want to have a position, just double check. If you don't, you want to be flat. Better safe than sorry. All right, inside of 2 minutes here, people.
I'm going to go Google Earth real quick. Pull back.
So I can't tease like that without saying it, but our newspaper delivery person tried to abduct one of my neighbors when we were young.
What?
With Deck?
I want my $2.
Oh, really?
Abduct. Person, we'll give people stick around. We'll give parts of this story out.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of paper route stories. I got laid off when I was 9.
You got laid off.
They went out of business. Millard. I was doing for Omaha World Herald and Millard, a small town I lived in. And they went out of business, but they gave me a $75 check and I didn't have to work that month. And I was ecstatic.
Wow. So you didn't go postal with a slingshot, right?
Oh, geez, Eddie, no. Postal with a slingshot. Yeah. The other thing I could get my hands on at 9. God, it's so bad.
All right, inside a minute, boys and girls. And we're going to get these numbers out first, and then we'll get back to business. I know the business that we're all here for.
This dome is getting a little bit thin. I think I will avoid this volatility. I'm out. And we'll see what happens afterwards.
Construction spending month over month, they're looking at a 0.3%, prior 0.4.
All right, see how thin it is, guys? This means it's a pretty important number to algos and bots and any of the machine learning technology that waits for this new information to hit that technically nobody should have. We got 6,500 people here. Guys, thank you for joining us. We got a number coming out right now. It's very thin. It's got to pop. You got a
Right.
pop, then you got your little
ISM 47.8, and they're looking. Let's see, we get this in here.
12s.
Come on, baby, come on.
You got nothing on tilt.
Okay, 46.7. Once again, unchanged. We also have the. Let's see here, construction spending month over month. They had a 0.4 coming in at 0.6.
Okay.
So another number that has been unchanged here today, that had been an important number. So ISM manufacturing PMI once again, prior at 46.7. They were looking at a 47.8, coming in at 46.7.
Okay.
There you have it. We got Goolsby speaking too right now. So
got it. So guys, that means who's that, Eddie, and why do we care?
well, the thing is as far as the ISM goes, let me pull this up here real quick. Our ISM manufacturing PMI, this was for November, and take a look at gold. Gold just took off here real quick. New highs here in gold,
dollar.
but yeah, you mentioned the dollar now. ISM, that's a manufacturing purchasing managers index, and it's based on data compiled from monthly replies of purchasing and supply executives in over 400 industrial companies. So this is sort of a gathering of ideas. Now, we did see it unchanged. So where does that leave us? Usually if it's higher, it's a positive bullish. If it's lower, it's a negative bearish. But still, folks, we did see these markets have a movement.
They do. And now we're pushing on to our highs of, sorry, not our highs of NASDAQ, but onto the highs of the range from the 30-minute. If you want to look at this on me chart.
Trading research, how'd you do on that gold trade?
So we got this 30-minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. You had this little wick down extension, shot up after that, pushing higher. Now extending this range. See this little range right here in the 30-minute? It's always good to just look at this, and then I pull it all the way over here and see what volume node it comes up to. John, you ever do this? It's kind of really cool about CTS.
Yep.
Come over here, and you're like, okay, it's at this volume node area, and then there's a shoulder right here, gets thin all the way up to settlement.
Yep.
If you don't know the words that I'm saying, we're going to add a glossary in here to help you. But this is an extension of this range right now, extended to the downside, extended to the upside. I don't know, has it set a trend for today? I don't know. Yesterday popped, and now we're kind of in this little, like this thing, which is like, hasn't continued, and it hasn't sold off from its lows yesterday. Anything I'm missing, Johnny, that I should be thinking about, that we should be thinking about?
Well, I mean,
Besides the weekend's going to be something he's going to start thinking about. Kyle Cup. I'm hearing Kyle Cup's up 24 large right now. What do they call it? Stacks? Sticks? Racks? 24 racks.
Yeah, I think Sticks is 1 million, right? So that would be quite the day.
Yeah, we kind of opened up the size, guys. He's going to come in and talk about it.
Wasn't Styx the drummer on Happy Days? Remember that, John? Styx.
Yeah. So we got something special coming up for everybody. It's end of the week.
Yes, really.
Had a blast.
It's oh my goodness, I see smoke, and that's not me, I swear. I see smoke. I see smoke.
You don't say. You don't.
We're ready to rip.
I've been waiting all week for this.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
All week.
We've got it here. Free reset for today because we love you. And
sure.
we appreciate you being with us here throughout the week. For those that have been with us throughout the week, claim your free reset drill code. And gosh, what is that code?
Was it old school, Jack? Old school, where he's like, I've been waiting all semester for that. I've been waiting since Monday for that.
It's us this link, as it says up there. We had to pull a little sleight of hand to get that code up there because this chat's going to be moving fast. So Eddie, I think there's some notes we can read about this as well. You basically follow this link and then you will get an email. Let me go get some talking points. Talk amongst yourself real quick.
Talk about yourself. Hey, really quickly, who watched Thursday Night Football last night? And I love the cadence call that Prescott does. Here we go. You guys watch that last night? Any football?
Did not watch it, no.
Instead of let's go, his cadence is like, here we go. Like right before he hikes it every single time. It's I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it was always who was it? One of the Mannings was always Omaha.
Omaha, yeah, he had Omaha.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we got a form that we're going to share here that you've got to click on the form. There's really no code, but you got to fill out the form.
So many, Daniel. What's up, buddy? Inskeep. Yeah, Eddie, fill out the form.
Right. And then we're gonna send you that email, and it'll have the code in it. But here's the thing: a lot of people are like, "Well, give it to me now because I broke my rule, and I want to reset today." And well, the method behind the madness here is we want you to use that code to have a fresh next week. I mean, if you do need a reset, I mean, I would. That's what I would do, because obviously this week, if I broke a rule or if I hit my DLL, I'm not seeing the market correctly. I'm not going to waste it on a Friday, just throwing it in the wind. I'm going to save it for Monday, and fresh. I have a weekend of rest and a fresh new market and a fresh new week.
Yeah, I'd hold that golden ticket, kind of the Willy Wonka stuff, and I'd hold it in my back pocket, and I would wait till Sunday. I would reset Sunday at 3, and then I would get in my review mode of last week, of my trade reports, everything leading up to it in my life. I'd look through my journal. I would then take the Topstep trading plan checklist that will drop in here for you guys. We do not tell you how to trade. We let you find it on your own, but we do it through community and talking about it. TopstepTV, if you tune into it, give us 3 days, guys. 3 days. If you don't like it, it's totally cool. But stop in here for 3 days next week with your fresh account, with your fresh mind, with all those learnings that you had, and let's learn together, let's trade together. And maybe misery loves company, and you find that's a great thing you love about this, because Michael's losing and I'm losing, or I've been fading Michael, now I'm making a ton of money. Or you got a guy in here that you like how they talk about trading. Johnny Hoagland, everything comes out of his mouth. I am a sponge on. Eddie just brings a ton of awesome positivity into the room. So I don't know, man. I think you get a lot out of it. Plus, you're on a free reset.
Awesome. Well said, young man.
Thank you, young sir.
If you're trying to christen a new account to let it rip on a December Friday afternoon,
yeah, don't. That's laughable to traders been doing, because what
are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
All right, so in our chat, as it says here, use the form pinned in chat to claim your reset code. You got to click on that form. If we could post it a few times here, because I know we're going to have to, probably a couple hundred.
So
can we put a poll in here? Who here does not need the reset? That's pretty interesting. And please vote if you're here. Who here does not need it? Because that's kind of the ones that have been trading well lately, which is fine, guys. Like I've struggled and things like that too, and I still do. We got some, oh my God. We're going to do a poll. It jumps in here. I don't. Okay, that's very much poll ready.
Yeah. Well, I got gold pulling back here, back down to 2066.40. So gold had a nice run. I tell you, we hit some of those marks. Ran a little bit more north than I thought it would. But hopefully those that are trading gold sort of took a run at that. Crude right now, 76.64. So we're seeing some newer highs right now.
And we got gold up against that upper trend line of the potential bull flag.
Gold up.
What level is that, Johnny?
Hold up there.
Jump over to Johnny's gold real quick.
What level you got on that, John?
Yeah, 1 second.
You're on the NASDAQ, Johnny.
So here it is. 1, 2, 3. Kind of iffy point of contact here, but if we start building volume up here, spend some time, this would be a potential breakout of this bull flag.
Wow. Okay.
One of the things I was
It's like you
looking
say, John.
Pardon?
Like John says, look left. All right.
Yep.
Look left on your charts. It's going to give you a good indication where the markets quite possibly can be running to.
So I'm going to show you in gold today where the weekly kickoff high was helpful. Look at what it did earlier in the week. It just kind of bounced against it, and then on Tuesday, when it accepted in a big way. That was that big move to the upside. The dollar was breaking. The market was technically set for this move to the upside. Big move. Look at the S&Ps. S&Ps, the weekly kickoff high was basically based off of a swing high, right? So 45.97 even was the dead ass high of the week to the tick. So that was another good opportunity. I took the long on the opening range up here, and I just double clicked or something. I didn't take the short here. That cost me. What about the NASDAQ? Yesterday in the NASDAQ and today in the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
Weekly kickoff low.
Yeah. Came right to it. Bounced the F off of it.
Yeah.
My God.
Look at crude. Crude, it was a good week for weekly kickoff levels. I'll tell you that much.
You got to sign up, folks. We're giving you the opportunity to get these numbers firsthand.
And all it is just our research. It's our perspective. Nothing is saying this is going up or down or all around.
No.
It says that we believe over here through our years or whatever that these areas are important.
And they're not meant to be, to envelop any range or weekly range or anything like that. These are levels that I believe longer time frame traders are going to probably be forced to adjust inventory.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so guys, that's the weekly kickoff. Eddie, I'll throw it in here. Weekly kickoff shows up in your inbox. If you're not signed up for Topstep or even signed up to just have a profile here, which you can do and not ever have to join Topstep, you'll still get these, I believe, in there. And then we'll talk about them. They do bounce off of them. Fairly common. Deanna goes, what'd she say? Scary. So again, our stuff works and it doesn't work. Just remember. Now, Tilt today has been kind of quiet. Now, guys, the Tilt is the very, very top scrolling ticker. Now, we got 6,000 people here, so a lot of people maybe never heard of this. So get the Tilt heads up here. Tilt.
What is the Tilt?
What is the Tilt? Great question, Eddie. Tilt is right in the corner, but I'm going to explain it. We have thousands of traders trading here at Topstep. And we have traders in the trading combine and traders in express funded account. Traders in the trading combine are all motivated to be correct, because if they're correct in their trading, then they can advance to a funded account. Those in the funded account, the express funded account, that's still a sim, they are motivated to be correct because they are able to take a payout. We are paying them out on their data and their signals because that populates the Tilt. The Tilt is an indicator that we have right here, definition of, but it's at the very top of your screen to let you know what the bias is of all the people that have an open position right now, right this very second. Thousands of people have an open position right now, and they're 55% long from the average price of in the NASDAQ 15,933. Right here, right now, where the market's trading is where thousands of people that have open positions is averaged in at on a long side. Is that important, John? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
But it is information that you will not find anywhere else, period. You will not find anywhere else that I have seen. I could be dead wrong, but I have not seen anybody sharing this information. We want to share it because it is everybody's opinions on the market. They're all motivated to be correct. This is just the sim environment ones. We do not share our live traders' open positions because that is live trading.
Right.
Sim is data. It is you telling us the algo, the Tilt, what you're doing, and that bias goes and gets shared with you.
And I like the way you put it, Michael. I mean, these are people that are motivated to perform well. It's not just random sim.
This isn't just here test out this like brokerages have where they have this free account to trade on for a week. Nobody takes that serious.
Right.
So if you see that scrolling up top, first you're going to see your product. Example, ESZ, that's December S&P, and an average entry. All right. So if you're looking going, wait a minute, the price isn't there. This is an average entry. Now it's going to give you your percentage, who's short and who's long. And so you're going to see that also. So it scrolls. And of course, we've got our minis and our micros on there also.
So the couple thousand new people that are here, because we typically have about 4, we had a 6,000. That's a value that you're also going to get here. Besides the fact we're going to help you not over trading. Now we'll be talking right now. I won't be pitching, but I wanted to get this opportunity for you all to hear a couple of the other things that we talk about here. And all that kind of good stuff. And then we do these polls, Eddie, these polls that are in here. Yeah. That's also our surveys of each other, like, so you can birds of a feather. We're all hanging out. Do you need a free reset? Well, 78% of you said yes. Welcome to the world of trading, where you're always going to see that number probably much, much, much larger. You hear 95% of traders fail. You got to get yourself in the position to be that 5%. I think it's like 0.1% of all high school athlete starters or on football players ever make it pro. So it is very hard to make it pro in the world of trading, but not. Topstep tries to make it a little bit easier and get you in a better position so you don't have to kill your kids' college fund in the live market. All right, 72% short now in the NASDAQ. Something to watch out for. Mm-hmm. That means now, the last thing on it, tilt is getting a little tilty. 72% out of all the, if there's 100 open positions, that means 72% of them are short. Well, interesting. Why don't I make a note of that on my journal? Why don't I make an annotation of that on my chart? And then just see what the market does after that and keep tracking it and following it. It's a sentiment indicator, and it's pretty damn valuable to me. Doesn't mean it's valuable to anybody else.
Well, it's all in how you use it. Just like any tool, you put the right tool in the right hands, and you can do amazing things.
It's the wizard, not the wand.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
John, what else do you have down here? 872s again. 15.99.
Yeah, it looks like we're headed back down for another test of that. Hang on just a second here.
Yes, we are. Was that a big head fake, guys? I talk NASDAQ, so all the other folks that are new that haven't been on here. I talk NASDAQ. John talks S&P. Eddie talks gold. Deanna, she's great. She comes on here on Mondays and Wednesdays, and she talks crude oil.
Right. There's a lot of education that we do offer here, and throughout the day, once again, a reminder, we're going to be sharing more education next week, from opening bell to closing bell, and then we've got our bus going to sort of bus you over to our Discord channel. And I know they've got At the Buzzer at 3:00. So it's a continuation, and our Discord channel is a 24/7, 365.
Yep.
It's almost call it a living thing. Yep. So if you're not involved here at Topstep, get yourself a trading combine. All right. Join what we're all trying to achieve is success here. A lot of education going on, and always remember.
Aye, so you don't have a combine.
You should.
Get one and stop mooching our education.
Yes, stop mooching the education. And I'm just kidding. You could be here as long as you want. But give it a try. Get yourself a trading combine.
All right, Michael, I got a couple ideas for you here.
Well, I got this in the gear shop, Eddie.
But you know what? I saw that earlier, and I'm like, that is badass.
Yeah.
I have that same jacket.
It's a pretty sweet, and it's warm, and I feel like I'm a rancher when I walk around.
You got it. Did you get it in our gear? Our swag shop?
Ralph Lauren dropped by. Old Ralph. He goes, "Hey, we got this new line coming out, or new winter line. Do you want it?"
Really?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I got one for my fat ass. You fit me in that one.
I mean,
hell yeah, Eddie.
I'm sure he can do whatever.
I'll be like, you'll be hearing this, me trying to get in that coat. Ruin it. Just trying to stretch in it.
Jim Carlton paid for his ski pass with a hit on CL. That's awesome. We're just getting a ton of snow out here in Colorado. Jim, aren't you, if I recall, a Colorado resident? I don't see why you wouldn't be or some mountain area if you're getting the ski pass.
I don't know if we mentioned, by the way, but we're going to kill this link at 10.
Okay.
All right. So a good long time. No worries. Don't rush.
Call your friends. Let everybody know there's a liquidation party. They're selling it all at Topstep.
Call your friends, call your enemies, call your friends of your enemies, call your parents.
We got the desks and the chairs and the monitors all out on the sidewalk. Just take it all.
I really want to get a chair from WeWork. Like with all those WeWorks closing, I need one of those.
Oh,
chairs.
they've never been used.
Yeah.
Every time I've only moved twice in Chicago when I had roommates, we'd always have a liquidation party. We always had crappy stuff, like whatever. And we're like, hey, we're moving. You and I want to go be roommates down in Lincoln Park. Sure. Yeah. Well, if we got to move we're not moving all this stuff. It's junk. It's stuff I brought from college. And we just started liquidating. Just put it all on the sidewalk and put a big sign saying free. It's gone. It'll be gone in an hour.
Good to know.
Joseph said, my first trading job, I worked in Ralph Lauren building, 650 Madison Avenue. People dressed to the nines, and then 50 day traders going to work in shorts. So, yes. Well, a lot of us had like lockers and stuff, and you'd doing a workout right before you'd get on the trading floor. I mean, you'd want to get that blood moving. You'd want to be ready. You want to be awake. And then a lot of people sort of, and Michael, and John, would come in like 30 seconds before the opening bell, smelling like a bottle of Johnny Walker. And what's here? It's like, those people didn't last too long.
No, they didn't. No, Mikey. Getting a little short, heavy in the NASDAQ on your tilt. You got any levels down here, John, again?
John is away right now. So I'll throw you a lifesaver. Senior Willie is asking, will the code work after today? Yes. The reason that you're filling out that link, we will email you the code, and we want you to use it hopefully Monday. Well, gold just launched once again, had a pullback, and is just taken off crazy like.
Okay, tilt's still short bias. Nothing crazy. Still trading the evens down here. 15,900, they call it the evens.
Let's not forget Powell will be speaking here at 10 o'clock, his first of many. And then 12 o'clock, crude traders, you got your Baker Hughes rig count. So you got a position right now, Michael, or no? You flat?
No, I don't. I'm looking at chat now, guys that are asking about fire drill. Yeah, you can use it. The link is available. Where's the link? Top of your screen. Let's see what else you guys said in there. Cool. There you go. Again, you get your questions answered with Martin in there. He can help. Fire away.
Yeah, we'll post that. We'll post that link. Like Jack said, we're going to have that available till 10 o'clock. So you got more than a half an hour to get in there. So don't panic. No cussing in the YouTube channel just because you're not getting through. You will get through. All right. So after that 9 o'clock number, anybody have positions on that are making some money here? Now, I know that we had a pullback in crude. Looking back down, getting back down here to the settlement 75.96. I got a 76.16 last. S&P on the 30 pulling back also. 45.71 half. But I tell you this. Here's the thing. You know, Michael. Gold had a very beautiful move here today. Great opportunity. But I don't like to trade on Fridays. So I wasn't prepared to trade. So I did not put a position on, but I did share what I saw. And I'm not mad about it. I mean, because this could have been a beautiful move. If you put a long on there, you just sit on it all the way.
I mean, Eddie, that's being a good trader. And just anybody that just heard that not trading is being a trader. It is not trading is whatever. Trading, no. Yeah, not trading is trading, or not trading is a good trader. There's their line by basically sitting on their hands, like John said earlier, is great.
No position is a position. Yeah.
What Eddie recognized about Fridays is great. What Eddie talked about with helping other traders on what he's still seeing is great. That's trading. That's a community that is helping traders become better traders by sharing. And again, people share their experiences, and whatever you want to do with that information, that is for you, a person of free will, to decide what you want to do with it, aka finding your trading stride. Wow, the sell-off is right here right now, isn't it?
No, Michael, we got a question here. William's been asking, I've seen this a few times, and William, I apologize. Do we have any news on the release of Topstep X?
No news, except we're handing out wait list invites every single day. And those that are on the wait list, I think we shut it off at thousands on it, and we wanted to get to all those folks. So you didn't have to sit on the wait list too long. Nobody likes to stand in line to the bar very long, Eddie, right?
There you go, 4 deep. Yeah, I tell you, when my parents owned their bar and I bartended, we had a 4 o'clock license, 4 a.m. And it's like, man, why are people out that late or that early? And I'm going to say all of the bars in the area had a 2 o'clock license. And at like a 2:15, we would be 4 or 5 deep at my bar with people. And it was like, okay, what do you want? Water? Okay, water. What do you want? Water? Water. Yeah, that's when it was the busiest.
Yep. I used to, in my very early days, do a 4 a.m., but was after I got done bartending. You'd go out.
Yeah. Now it's my time. Yeah, we would do that. I mean, I'd probably get home about 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
We'd shut it down, keep some friends behind, close the doors, pull the shades down, do that thing.
Yep.
And then say, be quiet.
Head over to Neo's.
Yep.
Neo's, the bar The Matrix is based on, in an alley in Lincoln Park. I know Michael lived around there.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I recall that one. We would go to Gamekeepers.
Okay.
That was one. That was a 4 a.m.er.
How about the Exit? You ever go to the Exit? That was a trip. It was a trip and a half.
Bondage night.
No.
Yeah, it's you probably don't want to go there.
Jack, what were you doing out so late, huh?
Oh, I was being a very bad boy. No, I mean, this was
nasty,
15,
Janet.
15 years ago. But, this is going to be a weird segue, but bear with me. Speaking of bondage night, I'm ready for some self-flagellation here, because I've been told that you can expect the email with the codes by the end of the weekend. So we're generating individual codes. There's been a lot of them. And to process them, it's probably going to take into tomorrow. So patience.
Yes, there's a lot.
You will still be, yes, Eddie. You'll still be able to have probably an account open by the start of the show when Eddie and Hoag are on at 8 a.m. every morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I worked those in there, Eddie.
You worked that in very good. Good job.
I love you guys' opening call. It's just I'm sometimes driving because I'd have to wake up at like 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock in Mountain Time. So that's why I come in here and always kind of get Johnny to repeat everything.
There he is, Johnny. Welcome back, John. Jack's got some more news, right? Jack, you got some news for us here?
Yeah, there's some question of it. I can explain through the first one while we wait the image to get up. It would be called Crowded Trades, James. If you don't see it, Citadel and its peers are piling into the same trades, and some regulators are taking notice. And the headline is here. And what caught my attention here is that they mentioned specifically the trade that I used to be a part of, the Treasury basis trade. So how Citadel and some of these larger pod hedge funds, wherever they call them, go, is they have tons of independent entities operating within them. But even though they're independent, they're all kind of going into some of the same trades. So that could destabilize the market. The Treasury basis trade, by the way, is the futures versus the cash. And it is a very crowded trade. I can tell you that's why I left it. Very crowded. And then for the next one here, I forget what I even have. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. I heard about this one.
You guys see this?
Oh, dude, I used to have a bunch of stamps back when I was like 10, and this is the one I always wanted, of course.
Never
I remember
right.
upside down.
It's the Holy Grail, bro.
The Holy Grail, I know.
Yeah.
So apparently they just did one sheet of these in 1918 with the plane upside down, and they appear from time to time. But I don't know. Is it a flex to spend $2 million on a stamp, or is it the lamest thing in the world to do?
Jack, if you're a stamp collector, this is something you would like. Yeah.
It's like a unicorn.
Like anything, you know.
You'll never find it.
Holographic first edition Charizard.
There you go. I was watching YouTube. Somebody bought a pack, like original, and they actually got that card in the pack. Somebody was opening up a 1958 Bowman. It was a $20,000 pack of cards from 1958 unopened. Paying $20,000 for a pack, which was probably back then maybe a nickel for a pack. See,
Michael,
that's what we're
trading now.
Yeah, I'm long right now from 68s. At the 72s was a number.
Be careful because below that there's space.
Well, I wanted to get back to even, and I was just down 1,000. Now I'm down 300. Can't get out of the hole today.
Nice job. Yeah.
Can't get out of the hole today. Now I'm out. I'm down 200. Can't get out of the hole today.
Well, it's a long day. There's time.
Yeah.
Be patient.
I will not be. Andre's flying in. We got a ton of snow. I don't even know if he'll be able to fly in, but I got brand new Armada POW skis, which basically means powder skis. Just hot off the wax, right over there.
I wonder where Andre was.
Yeah, he's going to come out here. We're going to ski this afternoon and tomorrow, and then talk some shop on Sunday, and then I think he leaves Monday or Tuesday. It's also fun hanging out with a trading buddy. I met Andre through Trading Buddies.
I'm looking forward to my trip.
You will get it.
All right. I want to go skiing.
I mean, do you? Because if you do, then we're going to make this scheduled event here in January or February.
Well, I haven't skied in 35 years, but I was a good skier.
Yeah. Michael W. I demo ski when the new stuff when it comes out, but I'm a faction guy. Now I'm an Armada guy. So let's see how that goes. Armada is a new random.
So right now, Michael, on the bottom of the S&Ps, we've got a failed auction below an important inflection level. That's that 872 level, and a failed auction on the day time frame in the profile. We extended below the initial balance, and we've come back inside it.
Okay, so you said 72s. It came down to 68s. I had gotten long 78s, and I'm like, didn't have a floor, so I got out. I was down to 1,100. Trying to find this position that I wanted to be in right now, which of course, guys, I'm very poor at holding positions. So you're going to hear me talk entries. I think I'm really good at entries. I'm struggling big time on holding my positions. That's something I'll be working on here on TV with Hoag as he helps me out.
You gotta be willing to lose.
You got to be willing to lose, and you got to have a little more faith in brass in your thing. So I got all the way down here. I'm going all the way down. I got long right here for 4 lot, and the lows are 64. So I got a great entry because the 72s is what John was talking about. 72s. John goes, be careful. Of course, that makes it the hard trade. And we've almost 30, 40 handles off that bounce. That's a
But you made money on it, right? You were in money.
Yeah, I made 10 handles on it, so 2 for 6.8. So I made like 800 or 900 on that. But the 4 lot right now, I'd be up a couple thousand, and that would be a nice day. Right there, your day would be done.
Right.
But I got nervous because I was already down 1,000 and it was already showing and John was telling me, like, be careful. And because the markets look like the whole floor is going to fall out from underneath it. But that's usually sometimes the hardest trades are the ones that other people don't want to take. Seems like the ones that are the best ones.
Michael, Suffolk wants to know, where's your stop? Oh, you're out already. Okay.
But my stops are up here, like 20 handles. If you can, the very top, I work OCOs, auto OCOs. So if I'm working something right here, let's see, I'm going to get short 10s. Let's just say I get short 10s. I'm working it right here. My stop will automatically be 30s, all the way up there at 930s. It'll automatically put it in. It'll automatically put a target in down at the 90s, 15.890s. Now, what happens with that? I can lose my internet. I can accidentally have that position on, which you don't want either one of those. But if it happens, those orders are already sitting in there, server side, and you're safe. Probably that'd do me a lot better, Hoag, if I get in a position and I just flip a switch and shut off my internet.
Well, I mean, that was an important spot right down there. You know,
it was a very
lot going off that.
I mean, I had this, and it says 1872, 15,872 is the level. I had it circles double underlined because I don't know, it was interesting, and it popped really hard off it. So thank you for that level.
Yeah, no problem. When there's an important inflection level like that, those are probably some of your bigger opportunities if they play out. But you got to be willing to sit in it and maybe even take a loss. You know, I mean, and that's what's difficult. You're already down, right? And you're thinking, man, I just want to make this money back.
And Friday,
and you get some money in it, and you're like, I'm just going to take this because I'm chipping away at the loss. But those bigger opportunities come off those more important levels. I'm down a little bit here this morning. I probably should be up because I've been right a couple of times, but I'm sitting here thinking, well, I'm only down a little bit. I mean, I've had a good week already. Do I try and get this money back? Because now I'm on like a 7-day win streak. Now that's in my head going, well, you want to keep that win streak going. But am I focusing on that, or am I focusing on market information, market activity? That all that shit gets in your brain, and you start doubting. You start, being risk averse and all that stuff. And it's the game I've been playing for 30 some years as a trader, and every one of us is dealing with the same thing. You get inside your own head.
You deal with it whether you're timid on holding that trade, or you also deal with it. And you see some of these big traders and they trade size and have whatever. You getting this over, like Danny Trades was talking about it, where he was hitting a hot streak and then he got sized up and all this kind of stuff and got into the zone where he wasn't really comfortable in and got whack. I think he's doing well this week. So then you get this overconfident zone. Now think about a baseball bat, Eddie. You got to swing a baseball bat. You got the top of the bat, which you're gonna pop up, bottom of the bat, ground out or whatever. The sweet spot of the bat is confidence. Right there, you hit the sweet spot, and that rips the ball. And that's what I always think about is when you're swinging at something, you're timid. Timid money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. What's the line? And then overconfident will be put back into check. It's the confident folks that can stay in there.
That was our tip of the day here. Don't have that fear.
Bring that in here. Let's talk about that, or let's share that real quick.
While they get that ready, here's another situation here. Trader Research was trading gold. He exited the second lot at 62.40 from 55.10. That's a beautiful trade. Now, here's the thing. He says it would have been great to stay in, but didn't have that kind of jazz this morning. It's Friday news minute, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? That was a fantastic trade. And, we've got to understand, take what the market gives you. Even though that market ran like twice as the distance that you wanted, you could have rode it with, be happy with what you got. It's a winning trade. It's a beautiful trade, and it's Friday.
Yeah, I could be totally bummed about missing that great pop. That was an incredible trade. I had a 4-lot on, $800 every 10 handles, 10 points. It rallied 30, 40 points. But this is an opportunity making machine, as John said. There's a lot of opportunity. I won't be here later on, John, because it's just amateur hour Friday afternoons.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a $290 loss is
scratched.
Someone consider that a win.
Yeah, I consider that scratch. I mean, you could do a trade and get back out of that one. It's the ones you can't get out of, John, or the ones that $1,000 losing day. That's a losing day. $500, yeah, a losing day. It's a light losing day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's well managed. Let's put it that way. That loss was well managed.
It's seen a lot of comments about that trade in the NASDAQ. Of some people really took some money on that, and that's great. That makes me happy. But there was one question from Timmy Two-Tone that was asking, how do I get those levels and what do they represent? Just to briefly tell you, those levels come from a lot of research, technicals, market profile information, swing highs, swing lows, chicken bones, and tea leaves. That's how I come up with those levels. But those levels are important to me because there are areas that I believe longer time frame traders are likely to adjust inventory. And I look for those levels to be rejected quickly. Sometimes they become magnetic if the longer time frame takes their time in making those decisions around those levels. Sometimes they can become magnetic, which will chop you up a little bit. But if you catch them when they're good, you're going to make a lot more money on them than you're going to risk.
Johnny, the Wiz came in here and talked about trades by Matt. He talks about cumulative delta. When he was on, you weren't on, and he talks about delta. It's so key to staying and exiting a trend. Tell me if you agree with that. I've heard you talk about it. What's the delta right now, and what is the delta definition?
Well, the delta in the NASDAQ is minus 600. It's positive 1,000 in the S&Ps. But delta, the definition is quite simply the number of contracts that trade on the offer. In other words, buy market orders. That's every contract that trades on the offer is positive delta. Every contract that trades on the bid, a market order sell, is negative delta. So when we saw that yesterday, and I'm sure that Matt probably had a really good day yesterday because the market was stuck in the range for the better part of the day, and delta kept getting more and more negative. When we were on our lows, there were 3 or 4, maybe even 5 range extensions that really just didn't account to much down here, and delta got more and more deep into the negative numbers. At one point, it was negative 33,000. That's 33,000 more contracts traded on the bid.
Where was that at?
On the offer.
Where was that at? What price level?
So this was, the last push to the downside took us down to 45, 44, 75. But
you're on that.
Then the market started, yes, S&Ps. So then the market started turning back to the upside, and I was actually slacking with Andre. I said, watch this rally. We're going to take out the high of the day, and we're going to put in a late spike.
What the hell? You got another group? We got another group text going on that I'm not in.
So he was like, yeah. And it started kind of early. It started on the 130 bar. I look for it to happen on the 230 bar. Mm-hmm. But the 230 bar is where price really started to accelerate to the upside. And we put in the late spike, and off to the races we were. Now it's a half an hour long, but the range for that last half an hour, my T4 is a little bit frozen here, but having some internet issues, so I apologize. I can't. Oh.
Sound great.
All right.
Okay. So was that delta minus 3,000? What's an average? What's a aberration outside the mean type of big number? 3,000.
So
33,000.
That was pretty deep. That's aggressive short time frame sellers getting more and more short. And those short time frame traders, as we know, are usually going to go at the end of the day, they're going to flatten up.
Okay.
And that's where we get those big up moves and the late spikes in either direction, really. But yesterday, that late spike in the S&Ps was created by the short time frame P shooter community like me,
me.
all being short in the hole and then deciding it's getting late, man, I better get out, and they jump over each other to get out of that.
Okay, so they're getting this information from the time and sales, right? If time and sales, does time and sales tell you if it got lifted on a buy offer on a buy market, or guys, if you have an offer it gets lifted? That's a little like, what does that mean? It means that a buy order came in and at the market, not at a limit, not like the price of 80. If it's 80 bid at 81, which is the offer, a buy order would come in there and lift the 81s, which means the buy order is long, of course, and they're more aggressive. They're more aggressive in the upside move.
Right, more aggressive. That's what you're looking at.
Okay, so how do you get that in real time? Is that something we should have with the tilt if we have traders lifting offers or hitting bids?
I would love that. I think it would be a great addition to the tilt because it's not available on a lot of platforms.
Okay, cool, guys. This is how cool we're going to bring this. I'll have them build that. So how do we label that? It's going to be cumulative delta. Underneath it, it would say what?
Day time frame session only delta, regular trading hours.
Yep.
Okay. And it starts at 0. And, you know, that way you're going to get a sense of the more aggressive traders, like yesterday, the short time frame traders were the ones that were selling into stronger, longer time frame bids. That's when we get the delta divergence. Now, it wasn't, you know, sometimes you'll see price rise higher while delta gets more and more negative. That's the longer time frame moving their bids up.
Okay,
moving their bids up. Yesterday,
go ahead.
Yesterday, the market really just wouldn't break, and it was 33,000 negative is pretty aggressive short time frame selling. A lot of folks were looking for a continuation down below that 45.50 level, but the longer time frame decided they were going to buy it down there.
Okay,
and they got the short time frame traders so short that by the end of the day, we pushed price all the way through the high of the day and continued that. Now, it didn't happen in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is presenting as much weaker these days.
Okay, so you use cumulative delta, trades by Matthew Miller. If you're watching, and you already trade on Topstep X, and you use the tilt as your primary indicator, we're gonna have this built. And Hoag, I think we take this offline and we can find out how to put this in this. So you see the bias. Oh, 70% of people are short down here. Oh, it's trading 72s. Oh, that's a level, weekly kickoff level. Okay, very short, weekly kickoff level. What's cumulative delta? John talks about it all the time. Bang, bang, bang. And this isn't us. You can say, yes, it is you building an indicator. We're just trying to spit data back to you. It's data. Like if this was not an indicator, it'd be spitting the data into an algo, which is going to help make trade decisions if you got enough data coming in there. So we're just trying to spit data back to you in an aggregated form, and you're going to be like, yeah, it's called an indicator. But
you don't want cumulative delta. I mean, you can do the math if you have cumulative delta. All I want is regular trading hour session only. And the equity's 8:30 to 3 o'clock. That's it. That's the only delta I need, and it starts at 0 on the open.
All right. Let's talk to Mac, and he has the contact with the team over at Sim to Funded who's building us anything, but we have the data API stuff. So we'll see if they can build that one in for the public release coming up. And we'll talk about cumulative delta because that's a big thing you talk about. And then now will be another point that you can help educate us all on.
And there are periods of time when you won't see a delta divergence for weeks.
Okay.
But on a situation like yesterday, when we saw that, the last thing I want to do is be short with all of my direct competitors, all of the other pea shooters out there that are holding those shorts.
Well, why is that? Because if everybody's going short, shouldn't I go short?
No, because when everybody's already short, there's nobody left to sell it.
Oh, why does that make sense? The market's going to do whatever it wants to do. I got a trend line down there. How would you answer that one?
I got lost.
Yeah, the point of the story is it's an auction process. When all the sellers are in there, and they're all there, and they're all waiting for it to go lower, and there's a shit ton of sellers in there. Where's the extras? Where's the other sellers that need to come in here and push it lower?
Right.
You see at times that the market will firm up. Buyers will start to tick it up, and then those sellers start to get run on their stops.
Nervous, and then they run the other direction. Now, always the next question is, Well, how can the market be too long or too short if there's an equal number of longs and shorts? You know, it's a zero-sum game. For every dollar made, there's a dollar lost. For every long, there's a short. The disconnect comes when we're pitting time frame against time frame. Yesterday, with a big negative delta and what I felt was a divergence, like a lot of very aggressive short time frame sellers weren't very successful at moving price lower. That's an indication that there's another presence in the market, possibly a longer time frame market or longer time frame trader, just putting in bids, letting him get hit, putting in bids, letting him get hit, putting in bids, letting him get hit. So you get the short time frame traders so short that they have to run the other direction by the end of the day.
I didn't understand any of this, guys, just so you're all following along. I didn't understand any of this till later on in my career, because at the very beginning, you're like, well, charts. If it hits this level, it's going to do this. It's support. It's called support. Well, then we saw as you start trading more, you don't call it level support. You call it just an area of importance. Now you get these new conversations about like traders like us, minnows in the water. And then you get the big, the larger institutions, which are your longer time frame traders, which John talked. We're short time frame ones. So this is all part of the conversation that, again, we have on Topstep TV that may be over your head in the beginning, but if you stick around, you're going to be like, holy heck, this is helpful. Or you're going to be like, no, this sucks, and then turn it off. That's fine. There's something here that I find that's important that I add to my trading strategy, and so does John. And that's what we're always going to talk about. But the goal really is for you to find what works for you.
And it's guys, things that I kind of
real quick here, if I can jump in here, we've got about 10 minutes before Paul speaks. So just a heads up there. And real quick, for those in the fire drill, top of the hour here, 10 o'clock, we will be shutting it off. Martin has posted that link a few more times here. So if you have not gotten your free reset, there is a link. Get to it, because 10 o'clock, we will shut that down. And Jack, you've got some news for us, correct?
I'll get to that. First, I wanted to emphasize, I've brought myself in to emphasize again that you're going to get that email probably over the weekend, because it takes time. I can't say exactly how many, but for those that say the link broken, it ain't, because there's a lot of people that are using this deal right now. So we're doing as fast as we can, and we will get it out to you at that time.
I mean, we only had a couple thousand that were seemed like they were here for the free reset, which is fine. Hopefully they heard the 3-day challenge. No real. Yeah, the 3-day challenge. You would like we do fire drills on Topstep TV. So why wouldn't you have it at least on, so then you can be like, oh, I want to get a free reset. That's a free, whatever, savings.
So what was the 3-day challenge again? Just not to use it for 3 days?
No, the 3-day challenge is join us here at Topstep TV. Give us 3 days of your you can trade, put us in the corner, turn us on.
Undivided attention.
Yeah, there you go. And I believe we can convert you to a Topstep TV, or it's tradertainment. We're just here to work with you all in the chat. We're all trading as a team, talk to each other, and bring good vibes and have some fun.
You're not going to have to spend 3 days watching it like Clockwork Orange with your eyes propped open. And
I mean, that's how I got hazed in Sigma Chi fraternity. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I couldn't go to sleep for days. They'd come in there and they'd hit you like you're on the desk. They'd hit you and you're like, couldn't sleep.
I think
they don't allow you to sleep. That's one of their hazing things. Don't worry, internal fraternal association. I was cool with that. I survived. This is also 97.
Iowa State in the 90s. That had to be serious.
So,
yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know.
They didn't have real fraternities where I went.
Oh, we had a huge Greek system. They made it $100 cheaper to be in the Greek system per semester and live in house than the dorms. It was kind of their way of saying, screw the dorms.
Huh. So I was going to finish up one thing about the Delta, if it's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
When I stepped out of the pit, I had to find a new way to recognize when longer time frame traders were active in the market. In the pit, you could see Goldman, Merrill, Chi Corp, Shearson. You could see all the major players and what they were doing. And you could watch the pit get longer and longer or shorter and shorter. And you could use that information by the end of the day to have that opportunity when all of those traders in the pit that were too long or too short got out. And this was one of the tools that I discovered moving from pit to screen, where I could get a sense of that. I can't actually see it, but you can get a sense of it by watching divergence in delta. Michael, you and I talk about all the time. You could see it in their eyes.
The whites of their eyes, and that's the tilt. That's why I talk about tilt. And people might get annoyed. The way you keep talking about tilt, I don't know. It's data that's not readily available anywhere else. So I like having that access and then giving it to you all. Yeah. Kyle K is up 24K. We're gonna get an update, right, on these big swinging live funded traders. Guys, live funded traders are trading firm capital. We actually put people in live accounts, and their orders go to the regulated exchange, and they're with a prop firm. They're trading on a sub account of the prop firm, and they get an order ID with the CME, and you're a professional trader, a true professional. So go with a company that takes you live.
Got 5 minutes left until Powell / the end of the
speaks.
fire drill.
Where is he?
Whereas you can't purchase Topstep X. It's a free platform. It will be in the available platforms with all the other platforms. Don't switch. You don't need to switch. If you're looking for something new, I don't know, give things a shot in life.
So are either of you guys in a trade at the moment?
No, but I want to put something on, but there's nothing telling me to do anything. So go ahead.
I'm testing the waters because the last thing I was going to show is kind of weird. So not bear with me. Have you guys seen these AI challenges on Twitter where people are making images and then being like, if I get this many likes, I'll make, say, this AI Ohio person that much more Ohio? So
tell me more.
AI image generators. So I'm going to show you my favorite, but it's super weird. Are you familiar with Zin pouches, Michael?
Yes. What do they call them? Lip pillows?
Yeah, lip pillows. So this person asked the AI to basically take an image of a truck driver using progressively stronger Zin pouches. Now, this is where it kind of jumps the rails. It gets weirder than this, all right? So let's go through this.
Okay, it looks
Next
like what
one.
Tom
This
Brady.
is at the beginning. This is when they asked the AI to draw a
how many
driver.
Ralph Lauren models are there driving a truck right now?
Well, that's it with 3 milligrams. And then it asked them to do 30 milligrams. And this is what the AI gave out. All right. Now, if we go to 60 milligrams,
Brad Pitt.
It says the latest image depicts a truck driver with facial expression of overwhelming distress and discomfort, representing the effects of using a 60 milligram Zin pouch. The Zin pouch is not visible in this portrayal. All right, you ready?
Yes.
One more. The AI won't let them go any higher. They say now do a 200 milligram Zin pouch. And basically the AI says, I cannot in my mind do it. So somewhere in there is a limit to what they will let you do in ChatGPT.
Wow. Can you still let everybody throw an image up there of what a Zin pouch is? We're getting people that may not know what that is. I know I don't chew Zen, but I chew America's Best, which is a sponsored section now.
You have found me in a morning where I do not have a Zin pouch in front of me, but they're little little bags, and they.
Don't you do that, John?
Nicotine.
There it is. I was just gonna say I thought you did it. That gets me too woozy.
If we get 4,000 likes, Hoag will do a 200 milligrams in. That's what I'm getting towards.
We'll be broadcasting out of the hospital.
We got
3,500 likes, Jack. There's 3,500 likes going on right now. I don't even think we even asked anybody, so appreciate it. Appreciate the love.
For sure.
So you know where Jerome is speaking. He's speaking at Spelman College. He's speaking with the president of the college navigating pathways to economic mobility. So it's a fireside chat. He ain't going to say nothing about policy. And there's only 3,400 people watching it.
What? Hold on. What? Where?
We got more people watching us.
I knew. Yeah, I was getting stats from Jack or Mac or Rack or whatever, whoever.
Rack.
And we have more than Tasty Trade. We have more than TD Ameritrade combined. And there's another company out there, Trader. I don't care. Trader.tv. It's equities. Wow. There's a sell-off. What did he say? Did he walk out? Who said that earlier? When Powell walks out, markets fall. Did he walk out?
Shut the effing door.
Uh-huh. He did walk out?
No.
Okay, well, the market's now very thin and ripping. So something came out that we're going to eventually hear right now. If you got caught long up there, you're now like, what the hell is this 20, 30 handle? Vicious, yeah.
Oh, well, we also had ISM manufacturing. Maybe? No. That was earlier. 10 o'clock.
No, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. 12 o'clock, Powell.
What's Andre
Fed
doing?
Cook speaking, so maybe some of Cook stuff. Oh, that's at 1 o'clock today.
It's called an algorithm. Okay. Yeah, it's moving. ISM came out already. What came out at 10? Is there a speaker? I'm lost.
Well, there's some of his comments coming out now.
Okay. All right. That's it.
FOMC moving forward carefully as risks of under and over tightening are becoming more balanced. The Fed has made considerable progress lowering inflation. I wouldn't call it lowering, maybe slowing. Fed funds range well into restrictive territory. Uncertainty over economic outlook is unusually elevated.
Powell says,
He's saying a lot for a fireside chat here.
Fireside, full effects of tightening likely not yet seen. Every day they're different. It's whatever they're smoking, man. I don't know.
He's opening up the show with his hits. His greatest hits.
He should start with Transitory because that one, everybody loved that song all through 2022 or 21. It's transitory. It's transitory.
So there you have it.
Down the fire drill stuff, and Powell hath spoken.
Okay, well, I'm glad I wasn't in a position. Have you guys ever? Let's do a poll in here. Have you guys ever had a position on? And no, that's stupid. I was gonna say something like some big news came out. My biggest losing day ever was $12,000, which I'm still very, very, very happy about because my best day ever is 33. So it's like a 3-1. I'm like totally fine with that. All right, here's a rip higher. Somebody hasn't gone out to Hamptons yet, and they're moving the market. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, John?
Oh, yeah.
We talk about New York, guys. We talk about New York, calling it a day. The big money movers, the hedge funds. You think they're here till 3 o'clock, the closing bell on Friday? No. They're taking the PJ and probably landing out here at the airport and catching some snow right now. I mean, these are the big players. John talks about long time frame, big money that can move markets.
Yep, and they're going to be moving markets in a couple of hours in the Hamptons.
Yeah, for the 4,000 that we've got watching, remember, join us next week. Not only are we going to be having the Topstep TV opening bell to closing bell, we're going to have Andre drinking raw eggs, right? Also, we will be having the poem that is due to Deanna and Hoag will be read. And unfortunately, I will be wearing Green Bay Packer fatigues. So you got to see that. And I think I've put myself in a position where I've got to wear them for more than one day. I think.
Yeah. A whole week, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Well, we'll do our best. But anyway,
you gotta wear the same shit every day too.
I'll feel for you, Eddie. I'll feel for you.
That's all right. We got a washing machine and dryer here too, so it won't be as stinky by Friday.
All right, I got short up there at the 39s.
I see.
Boom, boom, boom. 3. I'll let this one run. 600 up. Oh, okay, whatever. Oh shit! I double clicked. I'm out. Okay, cool. 500 up. out of the hole. Was that down 1,000? Now at 500. That only makes me up 1,500 for the week, but it's a positive week.
Positive week.
Positive week or scratch week is totally fine. I've skied 4 days this week of 5. I've traded every day this week. I've been with you guys. I've enjoyed every work-life balance possible. This has been a really, really fun week for me and hopefully for everybody else, but I've really enjoyed being able to do both. Yeah. I don't know if we have the ski clip at some point to drop in here too, but the snow's looking good.
Yeah, I like that one. I saw that one last night. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Cool little video you did.
Yep.
Well, I'm quietly starting this challenge with myself, and I'll start talking about it more after I get it going, because 100 days is tough.
You got 4 in already, don't you?
Yeah, I got 4 already, and it's been 1 week. There's been 7 ski days open. So I don't have any plans. Like last year, I traveled a bit. I got to go to Chicago once or twice, but I think I can get 100 days by March, for beginning of March. That'll be nice. But every day I'm going to go skiing, I'm going to trade. So my whole goal is to be like, hey, look back and be like, every day, did I make money? Even if I scratch at the season and cover my ski pass, you will hear me talk about I skied all season and I covered my ski pass.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says you have to make trading your primary income.
You make money skiing?
If you can do that in life, if you can make money doing things that you love, being outside,
nice, right?
Being with your kids more, all that kind of stuff. That's what trading can afford you that. It's just a matter of, John, right? How much do you want to take out? If you want to, like, I want to be a millionaire, I'm like, okay, that's tough. But if you're like, I want to pick up an extra $50K a year, yeah, you can get yourself in a position where, you know, the probability, and I always want to not say you can do it.
That's $200 a day.
$200 a day. So just figure out how to back yourself into that with great trading. And maybe that's the first hour of the day, and you go to work the other one, and that's your secondary income is trading. My secondary income is trading. Actually, it's my third.
All right, we do have a lot of traders that, I don't want to say it, but work the 9 to 5. They have priority jobs that have the 401, the insurance, and so forth, and when they do have the time, they take a look at the market, and it's something too. You know, when you get home from work, if you are one of the 9 to 5ers, you've got a priority job that's pulling in money to pay the bills and so forth. And remember to always have time for the family when you get home. And then later on, when you do have time for yourself, you know, look, maybe you're trading overnight. You know, maybe you're getting up a couple hours earlier to see the early morning trade. But don't forget family first.
Hey, John, I just looked down at my. I sold 40s. Here's 37s, 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 and 40s. The high of that move was 44, I believe. So I got four handles. I'm kind of tooting my own horn right now because it's talking about my entries. There was 4 handles of heat that I took, 4 or 5, and then on this edge down here on the sell off, I only took 6 handles heat. Those are the 2 trades I've had. Really sank my teeth into. And I got out early on both of them. They would have both been great ones. Mm-hmm. Really good ones.
Yeah, the problem is which ones do you hold on to, right?
Yeah, the one down there would have been a couple thousand if I would have held on to it for my 20 handles of profit target. Guys, I'm getting out too early is my point. And then this is the same one. That would have been a couple thousand. It would have been a $4,000 day if I would have stuck to my risk reward. Yep.
So you were trading at home before you came in?
No.
No?
Yesterday, we have shoulder tap coming up today, guys. Coming up in about 30 minutes. I had Mick give me a shoulder tap. And the guys, I'll say what he said to me when he comes on. It's pretty like direct, and it gets you being like, okay, but he's always helping. This is what you need because you don't want to hear some of the stuff. They're like, hey, your P&L downside is much larger than your P&L upside. You need to start flipping that around. I mean, I thought, but when he said it, I'm like, oh, okay, I know. But then, like, you hear him say it's like a Dr. Phil thing. You're like,
right.
Yeah, you're like, okay, you're 100% right. I got to start working on it.
Yep. Dr. Phil, not Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer would be like, just put more on.
Yeah. It'll turn around. Just keep it.
The market.
Michael, we got that. Michael, we got that ski video all ready for you. You want us to show it real quick?
Yeah, let's see it. This is what I do right after I trade, and we want to get more videos of what you guys do after you trade. That's kind of like the start of this. So send those videos in. What do you do after you trade?
Sure. So we'll show it. I'm not sure if you three will hear it from you are, but the audience will. So we'll just roll it and we'll come back to y'all.
Cool.
And of course, I clicked the wrong thing. Here we go. All right, now for real.
Get some volume on that.
Yeah, not on our end.
Hi, my name is Michael Patak, and I ski.
You can hear it.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Oh, apparently they can't hear it too.
Yeah. No, I'm saying a bunch of really great stuff. Just a wealth of knowledge.
We can just overdub it. Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Hot mics. Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Let's try that one more time.
Yeah, we're back up here at the 40s.
We're going back in with feeling. We got hot mics. Here we go. They should hear it this time.
All right, day 4 of my trading and skiing challenge. Skied 4 days this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Thursday. And now traded every day this week and made money. I'm up 3,000 for the week. So my goal is, can I make money trading all season? I'm going to get 100 days of skiing in. That's my goal. And I'm going to get 100 days of trading in. So in that ski and trade season, can I be profitable by also having an incredible work-life balance, if you want to call it? So let's see. 4-4 so far, and I'm up money, so I'm liking it so far. And as you can tell, cover's pretty thin, and they are blowing snow over there. This will be a terrain park. These are my skis, and I'm getting off the lift right here, so gotta go.
That was some riveting stuff you said there, Michael.
Was it? While I was doing that, I got in a trade, and the only time I'm holding on, it's starting to rip against me. I hold on to stuff, and it rips against me. And I jump out, and it goes with me. So what did I say, Jack? I don't even remember. My challenge.
I couldn't hear you. The video went out to them, but I presume it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun to go out and do this, ski after you, or anything.
All right. So, Michael, if you want to show my charts.
Yeah, my now you want to go down to my entry? You like it?
Well, the initial balance is this blue line. That's the first hour. We looked below it and failed. If we look above it and fail, this is going to turn into a rotational day.
To the downside?
Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, but we need to see rejection above here. So we've got, 15, 20 minutes before we're going to see if this bar can close back inside the initial balance.
Yep. I'm just taking heat on this, and it's just like, did I get in really that early? 58 was the shoulder of that. Was an old high-ish, 63, 58s, and then it was also this volume shoulder node area.
In the from the overnight, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
But then you got this return to settlement, which you could totally rip. But that's there's a low volume node all the way up to it. So I would like this little stupid extension that's happening right now to fade out, but it's not really showing it wants to.
Yeah, you got a lot of time before that becomes a reality.
There's my stop. And now I'm down 420. Oh, wow. What's all this in here? Sorry.
You got a lot of orders in there.
I know I didn't cancel. That would have been crappy. 8, 9. Okay, what do we have up here? 15 nines.
All right, so let's take a look. Our overnight high.
And Powell's talking, right? You think any of this has to do with him?
I mean, he's talking at a college. I don't think he was going to be talking much about policy, but
well, I guess
he
he
did have a
did.
couple of comments.
Yeah.
He's talking at college right now.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their Robinhood account open on their phone.
He's got a lot of remarks here that are being posted. It seems like it's just completely the opposite of what we thought.
Yes, Willie.
I expect spending and output to slow over the next year. That's one of the hot ones.
So that's good.
Labor market conditions are very strong. The job market has cooled, but still strong.
Okay. All right. What's Delta saying?
Well, we don't have any divergences. We're positive in the NASDAQ, positive in the S&Ps.
Oh, lordy. I get ripped on holding a 4 lot. The other ones I don't hold. Man. Frustrating.
Once again, gold on some new highs, 2076.60 top. Yeah, gold is just
gold
ripping and roaring here. Big bull.
Yeah, we're looking at that trend line of a bull flag. Bam.
Huge.
Where? Oh, that one. Yeah. That's gold.
Now remember, don't chase it if you have not put an order in, an entry. All right. It's the worst thing you could do here on a Friday is if you're feeling that you have the fear of missing out, that'll kill your week. Be careful what you're doing.
Hey, Bellwether, I'm skiing probably Snowmass today because it's very easy to get out there. It's right 50 yards away, the lift. All my ski stuff's over there. Yeah, John, I don't know. It didn't. This whole it has to be Powell giving it some push. I mean, guys, this is new from everybody. Like, if big institutions, they're listening to what he says, right? I mean, like, nobody doesn't have their analysts or their traders having this up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's of course paying attention to it. I think he's saying a lot more than I would expect because I mean, it's not like an FOMC event. He's talking at a college, so I didn't think he'd be talking much about policy. But apparently, I'm wrong again. But Mike, don't get down. I mean, you're up on the week. You're not down $3,000. You're down a couple $100. That's.
I think it's not really the money right now that's bugging me. I think it's what I've been saying about catching catching those entries. I wasn't getting cocky about it. I was just proud of good trading and being patient for the entries. And then I got out too early. And then the time that I get in, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to hold this and not get out early and stay convicted because I'm seeing these entries roll. And then it faces me. That's the part about it that's a little annoying.
Well, we didn't even get to the overnight high. We got the settlement in the NASDAQ. That's it, settlement.
Well, we like to return to settlements. We talk about it all. The market likes to return to settlement.
Yeah, the S&Ps are already holding above it. And I'm looking for a test of the overnight high in the S&Ps. I'm hoping to get it because that can give me a reason and risk management up there. So we'll see what happens.
Like Zachary said here in the chat here, if Docket says Powell in any context, it's best to just wait and see what's going to happen first. Well, you nailed it, Zach. In any context, when he sort of steps up to the podium, we've got to be, wary on market movement.
Hey, there you are, Ghost. Ghost, yeah, I think we trade fairly similar because when you talk about trades that you enter, and you've been on here for easily a month. So yeah, you're short. I'll short 57s, and that's a hard hold to go up to 90. 74, 84s.
84s, right? So, Michael, right now, the market has come back inside the initial balance. Just like on the downside, we left excess on the downside. If we leave excess on the upside, that's what's going to kind of probably create more of a range-bound day than any continuations.
I mean, yeah, why would it not be range-bound as a higher probability trade in these slower times towards the end of the year, right? I mean, like, could you I don't know. Maybe you also have the drift higher Santa Claus rally.
Well, and I mean, overall, we're in a maybe almost a 2-week area of balance now. So, overall, there have been some pretty decent trends inside of it, but overall, it's range bound. So, being Friday, we already looked below the initial balance. Looking above, now we're seeing if we can leave excess up there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
David's got a question for you, and I imagine there's a lot of others that are asking this too. Where do I find Delta info? Where can I find something that's going to educate me on Delta?
I don't know. I kind of learned about it and found out about it just through trial and error. I don't know that there's anybody that has information or education regarding Delta other than here.
Yep.
Okay, there's your
And now
answer.
we're gonna put on the tilt at some point, Eddie. What the delta is of people lifting offers and hitting mids that are entering positions or exiting, right, John?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And, well, I guess Trades by Matt does look at it. He uses it.
yeah.
Apparently he's got some good videos on it. There you go.
We'll talk to him Tuesday about that. We're going to have him on every Tuesday
Yep.
here at Topstep TV.
You know who else is chatted with him via text yesterday? Danny's Trades. I think after his conversation with Mick, he'll come on and talk about it. But remember, Mick said he was going to talk to him, and on Monday they had a talk. I believe Danny had yesterday was a $6,000 or something day. I think he had a 5 earlier the day before that. I want to see what the conversation with him and Mick was, and then how he digested that, and if anything changed in his game. So, Danny's Trades wants to be on here, so we'll get him on here, and we're going to talk about that one. Hopefully, we can do it next week. We can carve out a memento.
Yeah.
Coming up here inside of 10 minutes, we're going to have our shoulder tap.
Well, Ghost, there you go. If you're short, holding those shorts, I was short from 57, and see how that heat that took me out. The 25 handles took me out. Poor entry, but would have been a great short. There you go. That's called a bad entry, John. And then when I get a bad entry, I decide to hold it. But when I get a good entry, I don't decide to hold it. That's 3 for 3. There.
Well, and I mean, you got in before the range extension, right?
I know. Yep.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but it would have been probably more advantageous for you to let the range extension play out and see if it comes back inside the initial balance and look for the short then.
Yeah, look at the short. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. You're right. Anybody else take a short up there? You did throw it in here. If you're still holding it, give us your price. Opening
So
range.
there will be,
Short.
depending on how long you stick around, Michael, opportunities on the extremes of this range.
Yeah, I just don't know how much I want to do that. That 420 P&L is kind of talking to me, if you know what I mean, Eddie.
Yeah. Just like last night, remember?
It's
just
telling
like
you
last
something.
night.
Hey, Michael, you know who's having a worse Friday?
Oh God, I was going to say a bad joke, Munger, but no.
That's
He's 99. I could say that. It was a joke.
Well, he's not 99 anymore.
He's not 99 anymore.
George Santos, our noted OnlyFans aficionado,
Didn't he cross his arms and say, "I'm not leaving"?
King of wrinkle.
Now he doesn't have the option.
He doesn't have the option. I know.
Yeah, this is breaking news.
Breaking news. He's been expelled from the house.
Well, good. I'm glad they have some rules in there that they can kick people out.
Hey, you go now. You've been here for an hour.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. This guy that was something else.
He's a cesspool of lies, and he tried it to the extreme. He got to the extreme. It's just incredible to see how much lies can get you. And I think it's short-lived.
Michael, it's like a real life version of The Producers, right? Somebody trying to gain clout and money by losing a congressional race and then actually winning. And the worst thing that ever happened to him was winning that race.
Yeah.
Gonna go.
Right. Well, thanks for the heads up on that. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Good old
George. Yes.
One last.
Looks like Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
See you, George. Sorry, George.
The house is clean. They're cleaning up. That's good to know.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, we've got. I want to make sure we get this in here before we hit shoulder tap. We've got hot streaks. Let's see what we've got for hot streaks. And what do we got here? Drum roll, please. There it is. Oh, we got that one. All right. Carlos, 29. Who are we missing? We're missing somebody.
Look at how many we have in the 20s.
Yeah, we had somebody with 30s.
Very nice.
Who are we missing, Jack?
In the spot here, Eric S. But I don't know if he traded yesterday. I have to ask Jake.
No, we had somebody that was in the 30s number of days.
This is
Eric
awesome.
S.
Okay.
Damn it,
I'm trying to hold on to my 7-day streak.
Yeah, it's incredible. Carlos, Gregors, Blake, Matthew. I'm saying that wrong.
Mathau?
PT. Mathau.
I think it's just
and
Matthew.
Matthew.
There you go.
Okay.
No relation to PT Barnum, but the PT is there anyway. And Anthony. Wow. 9,000, 8,000, 2,000, 9,000, 4,000. I thought we had somebody that was like 32 days or something.
Yeah, it was George Santos. He was at.
He gone.
No, that wasn't it. But anyway.
You're sure? You're sure it's not Eric S?
I don't know. We had it was like anyway. We'll move on.
Right. So, I mean, the S&Ps were back at the high of the initial balance. We're getting there on the NASDAQ. We're going to run out of time here. Yeah, 3 minutes left on this bar, Michael. If we close below that late spike, or below that range extension, that gives us
Failed.
risk management to the short side.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great short off settlement. Guys, we talk about return to settlement. Some people are like, you guys don't ever talk about strategies. Well, yeah, we do. There's return to settlement when the market opens up and it's away from settlement. Settlement's the yellow line on my screen here. That's the yellow line right here. That's yesterday's close.
Right.
Today it opened up, sold off. Hey, let's go back to yesterday's close because that was an important area because the market closed at that price yesterday. Which is always good to know if market that. Then we also talk about range bound, which John just talked about. So if you look at this, it could be extensions of the range. This could be the extension of the range going back into the range that John talked about. Here, the range just means this area right here because it hasn't shown direction. You're like, yes, it has. Well, I don't know. Like it popped, sold off, got back into the range, popped, sold off, and now getting back.
Time frame you're looking at, right?
And this is this is 5.
5, right?
Yeah, but 5 is the open. Yeah, it goes back to here's the open.
Right.
So open, up, down, all around. And we were kind of like just getting in a different conversation at this point because it was like fiddling in the middle. Sold off. And then found those 72s that John was talking about. The weekly kickoff low, guys, is right here on this wick. Check out your email on Monday, and you should see that. Weekly kickoff level. Click it and put it in your notes. Firmed up. Extension on as well as a return to settlement. And now we're back here. So you can be like, hey, this could be a range-bound day, as John talked about. Could be. Yep. It hasn't shown it's an uptrend day or a downtrend day, right, John?
No. Yep. And now that we've traded both sides of the initial balance in the NASDAQ, it's a higher probability of a range-bound day.
But we haven't broke new highs. So does that show failed Look at the new high, or not overnight. Sorry, overnight high.
Yeah, we haven't tested the overnight high, right? Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes what doesn't happen is as important as what does.
Exactly. That's kind of my point. And John will talk about if it has failed up there, you'll hear him talk about certain things. And we just talk about it, stream of consciousness, pick it up or don't.
Hey guys, and before we get to shoulder tap, we've got yesterday's best, and we've got one of our good friends on that list. Can you guess who it is before we get to it?
I think I know.
You think you know?
I think I know.
Well, let's put it up here. What do we got? Yesterday's best. And there it is. Grant with 12,000, Ahmad 11,000, Bindra with 9,000, Daniel M with 8,000, and Anthony F with 8,005.
Is that our friend Daniel?
Daily Trades. There it is. 8,941.
That is Daniel, right? Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah. Hold on. Yesterday he did 8,900. I'm liking trading with you, Danny, if you're listening, or if we cut this up and we send it to you. You're fun. You're fun. I mean, you sling some size.
Yeah, right.
But John, in the pits, we had guys that traded 1 lots. We had guys that traded 100 lots and 1,000 lots and everything in between. And there are some of them were big shot talkers, and some of them were lippy talkers, and some of them were quiet. That's what we get to me in the whole trading, this chat room, the futures influencers that do their YouTubes. There's different ones. There's your, quiet, methodical ones, and there's the big, loud ones and things like that. That's just like the trading pit, in my opinion. Just different types. Big personalities are traders, in my opinion. Yeah. There's a lot of big personality traders, but
yeah, a lot of egos, a lot of everybody.
Mm-hmm. So it's fun to see that melting pot show up in the digital online world that we saw in the trading pits.
Yeah.
If you bring them all together in a community.
That's what we got here, I mean, we got a whole community of people and everybody's chatting and talking, and it's great. It's like being in the pit. Yeah.
While you guys were chatting and talking, I got short a 3 lot at 63s, covered at 52s.
Nice.
Back up on the day.
That's that area. I said you can manage risk here.
I remember that. I took my notes. Thank you, Johnny. Nice. Thank you, Johnny. That's my trading buddy, guys. Get a trading buddy. Can we send the link to the Discord about trading buddy room? You can find somebody. You got to put yourself out there, right, Eddie? You got to go out there and just say, hey, I live in Schaumburg. I live in Des Moines, Iowa. Anybody here from Iowa? Well, I'm from Nebraska. Same.
I live in Spokane.
There you go.
I think we've got Vanessa taking over from Martin. Martin, thank you very much. Great job in our YouTube chat. Martin, one of our very own here at Topstep, monitoring, and I think we got Vanessa taking over here now.
Thank you.
Vanessa, can you post the Discord room, the Discord sign up? There's probably a lot of people that aren't part of it, but as you did say, Michael, that's where you need to go.
Yeah, there's your Washington, Chicago, California. Okay, we are all spread out, but it doesn't matter if you're close to each other. It's nice, or you don't have to be.
No.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a couple second break here. We've got Brett in the on-deck circle, swinging the bats, getting ready to step up to the plate. So we'll be right back with Shoulder Tap. shoulder tap, tapping on the shoulder, and we've got our good friend Brett Goodwin.
Wow. Quite the introduction. Thank you, Eddie. Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are you, Brett?
I'm doing great. Happy Friday to everybody. We've got a lot of stuff going on today. I'll just jump
hold
right
on, Brett.
Quick.
Brett, before you jump in there, go ahead, Eddie.
No, I was going to say Michael's got something to say.
Yeah, I got a cut. I got an important call here in about 20 minutes. While we were at break, I got short 4 of them up there at 68, covered 50. So I'm up 1,000. So that's $2,000 in the week. I'm gonna go skiing. So I got 5 for 5 on the ski days, and I made money this week. 2,000.
Nice job.
Yeah, I know. When I say yeah, I know, I'm like, I'm proud of this. I'm going to definitely 100% shut it off because I don't need another emotional roller coaster trade in the afternoons. But next week, join me in the afternoons so then you can hold me accountable so I don't overtrade before that. And I can go in there. I need help at the end of the day anyway, but we can have some fun during Power Hour. We're going bell to bell, guys. We're going to start going bell to bell, and you're going to start seeing that. So join me in the afternoon. I'll let you know which one of those it is here very, very soon when I get my schedule down. But I'll also be in the morning too.
All right, man. You have a great weekend. Be safe on the slopes, and we will see you Monday bright and early.
Yep, guys. Have a good one. Excellent trading with you guys. I had a blast. Brett, go get them. Let everybody know the fun of traders, what we're learning, and all that kind of great stuff.
Absolutely. Enjoy the 5 inches of fresh powder.
I know, right? It's right out there.
Nice.
All right, Brett, what do you have for us today?
Oh, like I said, I didn't know we had other priorities, but we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. I'll start with just a real quick couple sentence update on Kyle, who everybody knows that we transferred from their express funded account to live with about $100,000. Kyle is up about $25,000 today. Wow. And this is in the live markets that Kyle is trading. So
repeat that again. How much?
Kyle is up $25,000 in the live markets today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Good stuff.
He might even consider doing the same thing that Michael is doing. I don't know. I forget where Kyle lives, but possibly just calling it a day and finding something to treat himself to after another great trading day.
Beautiful.
Big day.
But yeah, moving right into it. The first trader I want to talk about, Ivan. Ivan, I've actually been talking with. I talked to him earlier today. I talked to him yesterday, and not with the intent of discussing him on Shoulder Tap. I did let them know that I would be doing so when I spoke with them earlier today.
Okay.
But Ivan is going through a bit of a tough time. And tough time might be a bit of an overstatement because he's handling it so well. Ivan has an average daily P&L of minus $80, which, hey, that's fantastic for your new and alive funded account. Yeah. He's been in the account for 11 days. The current account balance is just under 10,000. It's 9,600. Took a payout of just over $8,000 at the time of transfer to live. But what I want to highlight about Ivan is their trade report, and I'm just going to discuss it a little bit. It is a $50,000 live funded account, but Ivan was a little bit frustrated because the past 3 days he's hit the daily loss limit, and is getting a little frustrated, and that can emotionally exhaust you as a trader, thinking, I could have taken the day off and I would have $1,000 more essentially in my pocket.
Right.
Nothing quite like it. But Ivan had called a couple days ago, and quite honestly, it took a couple days. Ivan called on Tuesday, which was the first of those 3 days that he had hit his daily loss limit, and left a message asking for an increase of 50% of his daily loss limit. And unfortunately, it took a little bit of time to get through the pipeline to get to the risk team, which we have addressed. But I wanted to say, I spoke with him yesterday afternoon, and before I really even said anything, he's like, you know what? I think it's probably a good thing that I didn't have it increased, and I would have probably talked him out of it, because the time to increase your volumes and losses are not the times that you are actively struggling in the markets.
Right.
And this happens to everybody. Whether you trade a little bit or whether you're doing it full time as a main income source. But Ivan did some things very well. He reached out and said, can you give me some feedback? Tell me, what do other people do? And ultimately, I said he's doing the right thing, and 100% agreed that expanding the loss limit might not be a great idea. One thing that we had discussed was, let's work for $500 a day. And the first day that Ivan was in the account, he had made just shy of $3,000, and he even acknowledged that might have caused some unrealistic expectations going forward.
And Brett, real quick, a question here. How do you lose 3 days in a row, max TD, and not reset?
This is in the live funded accounts. These are the live CME markets where the orders are going to the exchange. They're clearing the CME, going through Globex and brokerage. And it is, if it was crude oil, it's 1,000 barrels of crude oil that you're buying. Ivan is NASDAQ primarily, but it's a little easier with a physical commodity rather than an equity to talk about how it does, the orders do work and the fills do work.
Yeah, he's not in a trading combine. He's got a live account that has a balance in it, so he gets to stay in it, even with
as long as you got that balance,
3 straight losing days.
Right. As long as you got that money to lose, you're still in the game.
So, Brett, I'm looking at his trade report right now, and one thing I'm noticing is, well, his first day he had 4 straight losing trades, but he only lost a little bit of money that day. But every losing day after that, he's getting to 7, 12 straight losing trades. He's not trading big. He just, you might want to tell him the next time you talk to him, take a look at that. Take a look at your consecutive winning and losing trades. Ask him, where when you're getting to consecutive losing trades, does your switch flip? Where do you start to get emotional? There's one day here he hit the daily loss limit on just 3 straight consecutive losing trades. That's going to be tough to kind of hold, and I think he was probably just kind of marrying some bad positions that day. But he did have a really good day. Made $2,800 on basically 15 trades, and that's a good day. But the next time you talk to him, if I get to 3 consecutive losses, so there's something up, and I start to get emotional, and I either need to walk away and come back, or call it a day, try again tomorrow.
Right. I'm with you on that too, Johnny. It's enough is enough.
Exactly. And actually, if you said you had his trade report up, November 22nd was a day, and I'll get into it a little bit further, but his profit high for the day was just shy of $1,700, and then he stopped trading at $1,300. I told him
good.
That is the perfect day. And actually, the third trader that I want to talk about today, I hope we have time, really accentuates this point and drives it home, because on the previous 2 days of trading, he was up $1,500 at one point, was up $2,000 on the other day. So there's $4,500 in swing right there. Or I'm sorry, $5,500. $5,500 in swing. It's impossible to quit at the pinnacle of your P&L for the day. It does happen occasionally, but you can't pick every range at the extreme in the markets, and that goes for your P&L as well.
Right.
I think
look at
two of the best things here that I'm seeing.
Looking at his trade report, I mean, those 2 days when he was up 14 and am I losing it?
I think you're
lagging. My internet's been really wonky. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we could. Go ahead, finish what you were saying, then I want to add something.
Okay. Yeah, those last 2 days, he's up, really good, respectable money, and then hits his daily loss limit. Look at the consecutive losing trades. 12 and 10 consecutive losing trades. You get down, if you're up to $2,000, don't risk more than half of that, maybe 30-40% of it even. Like that one day that you said he was up 16, ended up 13. That's good. He did that day. Why not the last two?
Right.
Absolutely.
Two things that I'm seeing that I really like here is his average P&L. He's managing quite well, minus $80. And what really sort of put some sunshine on a dark day is actively seeking feedback and advice to improve. So his book is open. He wants feedback. He wants to improve. And a lot of us are bullheads. I'll get out of this soon enough, but it's good that he's reaching out.
Yeah, and it, like you said, Eddie, it's a very difficult thing to do. And when I spoke with him earlier, I said, I'm not going to beat you up or anything. It's everything we're doing here is constructive. And he responded with, even if some of the things you have for me, I want the feedback, even if it is hard to hear for him. And so that's not what we're not beating people up. We're strictly trying to help people, just as if they were our own family members, even.
Good.
And we are all family.
And speaking of family, we got to check on something really quick as part of the MP Accountability Project. James, if we can put up his screen real quick. MP, I'm seeing his P&L right now. He told me once I shared this, he's up $615. Interesting. It was different before. $615. And he said that once we showed this, to tell him, and he was going to close it down for the weekend. So remember this number, Hoag and Eddie.
What is it, 615?
615.
All right.
I want to say he was up a little more a few minutes ago.
He was. He said he was done.
Okay, well now, MP, if you're listening, click out and just go have a nice weekend. All right, Brett, kicking it back to you.
Yeah, I'll consider disabling his account after we're done for the rest of the day. Moving on from Ivan, who Ivan also said he's definitely watching and loves all of the feedback that he has gotten about other traders and himself.
Cool.
Moving on from Ivan, I've got Osmir. Osmir is in a 150K express funded account. And he's been with Topstep since November of last year and is S&P and NASDAQ trader. Average daily P&L looks great. Contracts traded, 2 on average. Love to see that. Has taken over 5,000 in payouts and 8 days completed in this account. One thing that Osmir does a really good job of is avoid turning winning days into a losing day. On November 27th, the trader he went up $3,000 and then stopped it up $250, which could have done a little bit better on that. However, it's still a winning day, and they've got 100% winning days, and 2 out of 3 trades is a winner, and so basically 1 out of 100% of his trades net him about $125 combined. That, never mind, ignore that. Average winner 123, average loser 145. For each 2 winners, he has 1 loser. So great seeing that. The one piece of feedback that I would have is avoid being too comfortable with losing any of your Topstep accounts. I said earlier that Osmir had started in November of 2022. Osmir has had 353 accounts since they started with Topstep. That is more than 1 account per day.
My goodness.
Since joining a year ago. Let's hit the brakes on that and take it seriously. And it's fun to do that to a point. However, take it treat it as if it was your very own money in any account, whether that be a trading combine, an express funded account, or a live account.
100%. I like the fact that, he's on a number of winning days here. He's ended the day at a high water mark.
Yes. And that is a very difficult thing to do. And actually, moving beyond Osmir, we've got...
Wait. Before you leave, Eddie. Is that really Yonkers, New York, that picture? It looks like a paradise in the Philippines.
I'm sure they have some sections like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's beautiful. Okay. Sorry, move on.
Garden.
Sorry, UG. I just had to ask that.
It's Osmir's garden.
If it is, damn.
It can be soon if he keeps up the winning trading.
It's a painted wall in a pizzeria.
Jay Cook says, yeah, that's Yonkers. Wow, beautiful.
You can see the prison right in the back in the corner.
Papillon.
All right, moving back to the trading. The next trader I wanted to talk about was Guy. Guy is in a $50,000 express funded account and trades NASDAQ primarily, but kind of dabbles in crude oil and gold a little bit. Again, with 100% winning days. And this is pretty neat. 51% winning trade percent with $1,000 winning trade and a $279 losing trade.
See, that's risk management.
That I love to see it and love to say it about any of our traders. Averages very few trades a day at 17 and does 4 lots typically. One thing about these stats that I have to mention, though, is Guy has only been in the account for 2 days so far. And so the stats are a little bit limited, but they made, I think, what was it? Guy had made $8,000 his first day and $4,000 the second day. And that is
do it again today.
Phenomenal. Unfortunately, Guy has hit his daily loss limit for today. So he's done for today.
Okay.
But the word of caution that I wanted to say is be careful. And I said it earlier this week when we were talking on Shoulder Tap. I said, be careful when day 1 or day 2 is just a home run. Keep your expectations in check. And I mean, John, Eddie, have you guys, I'm sure, had days where you did really well or maybe took a payout from your account and then the next day it was a humbling experience?
Yeah,
I know I've had that.
We see that a lot, Brett. I mean, somebody has a really good day. So you got to be careful that next day.
Right. Yeah. And I always say, you know what, take your time. Don't be in a hurry to give that money back. I mean, you might feel like you're on a streak or you're feeling really good, but be frugal, be cautious.
Exactly. And I always say we're not going to take over the world in a few days or a week or two. It is a slow grind, and it is a grind. One thing about Guy that I love is average winning trade time, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Average losing trade time, 21 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I wanted to point out with Guy is keep those expectations in line, because similar to Ivan being like, yeah, Ivan's second day was a $3,000 winner. His first day was, I think, $150 loser. So I kind of almost don't count that. But Ivan even told me, you know what? That $3,000 day, it was like, oh wow, I think we were talking about extrapolating annual income from a single trading day, and he talked about doing that, and it was like, oh wow, and then suddenly $500 isn't enough,
right?
And the thing about $500 a day, even if you can only do that 4 of 5 days a week, and you lose $500 on the other, that's still $1,500 a week. So you're looking at about $75K a year. So it's phenomenal. It is more than it feels like at the time in the markets.
Right. I'm like, And just kind of, there's only 2 days here, but just looking at it, I mean, he was actually down money both of those days.
Yeah.
And ended up looking good.
Looks
Very
great.
nice. Yeah, very nice.
Love to see it, and love to see traders stop at even just up $100 or $200. Guy, I would suggest you've got good money in the account. Hit some benchmark days and get yourself a payout, because even though it is a simulated express funded level account, we do give payouts on the information that we are able to collect and trade from internally.
Right.
And so work towards those benchmark days, get yourself a payout, and who knows, we do need to see a little bit more out of a 2-day account, but maybe we'll be looking at live for you in the near future. I don't know.
I hope so. Right. Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice trade.
What else we got, Brett?
That's what we got for today.
All right.
Cold and rainy day in Chicago up in the office, but looking forward to the weekend.
All right. Any closing comments, Brett, before we call it a week here with Shoulder Tap?
If you're profitable right now, write down the number that you're at, and if you lose 500 of it, assuming you'll still be positive, hang up the mouse for the day.
Hang up the mouse. I haven't heard that one before. Hang up that little squirmy, fuzzy thing.
Just take the batteries out.
There you go. There you go. All right, Brett, thank you very much. Very nice to see you here on a Friday. And you have a great weekend. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll catch you back next week.
Same to you both.
Later, Brett.
Take care, Brett. Speaking of next week, I know we've got some questions here. We've got Top Quiz coming up next. Yes, Brooke is in the waiting room. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, animals, vegetables, and minerals, we will be broadcasting TopstepTV from opening bell to closing bell. Yes, all day long. And then we're going to have that shuttle after we close to our Discord channel. I know Coach Jay, and Coach Paul do At the Buzzer at 3 o'clock. So education almost all day long. So anyway, John, great time having you with us at all times. I had a great time with you this week, as always.
Likewise.
You have yourself a great week too, my friend. Everybody else, stick around for Top Quiz. John, any closing comments?
No, just looking forward to the quiz, and everybody have a nice weekend. Make sure you remember to pray for peace, and in the spirit of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
You got it, man. Take care, man. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody, welcome to Top Quiz for Friday. New month, new quiz, but I think a few less people here because they all got their reset already today that's getting sent out over the weekend. I am Jack. I am joined today by Brooke. Brooke, how are you doing? Welcome. First time playing.
Yes, sir. Very excited to be here, and happy Friday to everyone. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for being part of this. I noticed you got your Christmas tree set up there. Looks like you got some Santa legs sticking out of it.
Santa legs coming out, and then for a tree topper, it's a nice elf hat. So sometimes if I'm in the right angle, it actually looks like I'm wearing the elf hat when I'm in meetings. So very festive.
Yeah, I am trying to figure out when we're going to get a tree here. I think this weekend might be the time. Okay.
Now, do you go with the live tree or fake tree? Very important question.
Okay, I go live. And I actually go to the place. I grew up not too far from here where I used to sell Christmas trees. And after selling Christmas trees, I have a very soft spot in my heart for the people that are out there selling Christmas trees because that job sucks. Yes, so tons of fun there. If this is your first time playing, 4 multiple choice questions. A lot of you are joining now. You just click that link or you go to kahoot.it and put in that code. If you get 3 or 4 right, you will be entered into a drawing. And you know what? It's kind of a lame prize today because it's like, yeah, I'm going to give away 30 resets. I see a couple people there being like double resets. You know, I love that hustle. Let's do it. 30 of you will be doing it. So, Brooke, as we mentioned, first time playing. Are you ready to rock this Kahoot here?
Let's go for it, man.
Okay, let's. Oh, by the way, I think there's some people asking if they missed the fire drill, and I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Besides, yes, you did miss it. Okay, let's start the quiz. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Top quiz for Friday, December 1st, 2023. Last month of 2023. First question of the quiz.
Here we go.
A single unit of which of these currencies is worth the most in US dollar terms? A euro, a Swiss franc, a pound sterling, or a Canadian dollar, as I call them?
Ooh, lots of great options here. And I'm good at both making and spending money within the US. So I'm just going to go out on a limb here and go for pound sterling.
That is correct. The pound is the most there. The Swiss franc was surprisingly close. I didn't know how much a Swiss franc was worth, but no, in dollar terms, a pound sterling is worth the most. And sorry for that awkward phrasing of the question. I was trying to make it as clear as possible, and it's never fun to do that. So, 1 for 1, Brooke.
Yes, sir.
This is the bragging board because it doesn't mean you've won necessarily. The great one. Noel's the best. Estonian guy. Hey, I've been to Estonia. Great place. Good to see an Estonian guy here. The boss. Next X reset. Okay, cool. All right. Second question.
Mm-hmm.
So this says, yeah, I had to read it a couple times to understand. Yeah, that was the point. I knew I would get. Brooke, there's a lot of complaints about question here, and so I try and be fair. Now, the next one may or may not.
Be nice to our Kahoot host, our host.
Yes. Okay. Question number 2. I Want It That Way was a 1999 mega hit by what iconic boy band? Was it 98 Degrees, NSYNC, New Kids on the Block, or the Backstreet Boys?
Simple.
You can wait.
I'm jumping right into this.
I forgot to tell you something, Brooke, which is you can go ahead now.
Well, it's the Backstreet Boys.
It is the Backstreet Boys. What I forgot to tell you, Brooke, is that there's like a 6-second delay between this and there. So if you absolutely know the question, just wait till it gets below 6 seconds.
Well, I will call you out that Backstreet Boys is misspelled. It's one word.
Is it?
Yes.
It's not the Backstreet Boys.
Wow, Jack.
Wow. So you guys split it up.
Oh,
and I totally went to the Millennium concert in 1999, so I'm all about it.
I've obviously not seen the Backstreet Boys. Okay. Let's see what the third question is. Let's see. The great one. Marg is up there quite a bit. Rude Boy knows the best. Just the wick. Okay. Third question. In futures trading, cumulative delta is defined as the volume traded on the bid minus the volume traded on the offer, the volume traded on the offer minus the volume traded on the bid, the volume traded after the initial balance, or the volume traded during the opening range. Sorry for all that.
Oh,
A, B, C, or D.
It's a mouthful right there. I'm going to go with A on this one.
Okay, it was B. Is the volume traded on the offer minus the volume traded on the bid. So, sorry, there were too many words there. I was trying to phrase this question right, so the real sickos got it. All right. Let's see the bragging board. Why not me? It could be you. Misty Cube, Mojo. Hey, it's Cliffy. Hi, Cliffy. And Aleand. Where did you see Backstreet Boys?
In Lexington, Kentucky.
Nice. Was it like during the heyday of the Backstreet Boys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you had to stand in line. This was even before like Ticketmaster and online ticket buying, where you had to, put on your parkas and your huge coats and, stand out in the cold for concert tickets.
Nice. Okay.
Before all those bots joined and buy up everything, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You know what? I'll take credit. That was a bad question, but you know what? I don't care. Okay. One question left. Are you ready, Brooke?
Yes, let's go.
This one goes into the current events. Here we go. At which of the following retailers did recently ex-Congressperson George Santos not spend donor money? Hermès, OnlyFans, Sephora, or Dick's Sporting Goods? Any idea where he did not spend the money?
I'm going to go, well, we'll let the clock go down, but I already have my choice. So
what do you got?
Go with Sephora.
He actually did do Sephora.
Sephora?
And he did do OnlyFans. And he did do Hermès. It was Dick's Sporting Goods. Thank you to my Friday sickos here at the end of the day for getting that. But yes, that was sort of the highlight of that investigation. The OnlyFans, Hermès, Sephora, all did. So, Brooke, you got 2 out of 4, which is really strong. That. Yeah, that is a good effort there. Thank you very much. And because of the quiz today, I think I'm going to pick 30 people who get 2 or more right today. So if you got 2, 3, or 4 right, I'm going to pick 30 people to give resets. And maybe I'll give out 10 more as a bonus. So I'll give you an email by Monday because, Brooke, this is actually the end of Topstep TV right now for today.
So we're closing out. So thank you so much. It was a real pleasure having you for the quiz. Great effort. And everyone else out there, thanks for watching. It's been a fun week. Have a great weekend. And as I say to end it, namaste and trade well. Bye all.
Bye. We'll see you.